p.m. Do you know where your kids are? Well,
Hopefully they're not listening.
Hopefully they're not listening to this show. That would be a bad thing. Actually, you know what? Tonight, to be honest with you, I'm really going to try to just not curse. To prepare. I want to still be able to do a funny show, have it still be a good time, but I don't want to have to curse. I'm going to try to not. I'm going to do it, but I'm going to try not to.
You're going to curse.
Oh, no, I know I'm going to curse, but I'm saying I'm going to try to not curse. But it's going to happen.
I'm making no effort towards that.
Well,
I make no promises.
To be honest with you, you guys don't have to. I don't expect that. This is my own personal thing.
Like you're not holding us up to your standard.
No. It's just because maybe you guys can switch over better than I can.
Well, we never have to switch over the Wednesday show.
Well, I know we don't have to switch over the Wednesday show, but I'm going to start trying. That way I know I don't do it on a Friday show. Because on a Friday show, we're going to change it up to not do it on a Friday show.
Yeah. Well, we have to.
Oh, yeah.
Because we might, it's a possibility we could get picked up.
We're expanding.
Yeah.
We told you about this, right?
Yes.
Okay. Making sure. All right, with us is, I'm Alex, co-host, Off the Rails.
Who are you?
Yeah, Off the Rails right off the bat. Next to me is...
Did you forget?
Well, the terror of Tinseltown. The master of disaster. Danielle. I'll smack you in the mouth, Alexander. How you doing, Danielle?
I'm doing good. That was hysterical.
Was that a good time?
Yeah, that was a good time. I was actually having fun there.
I got you. All right, so now we're going to go here. Sitting behind the control booth, coming in at a paltry 175 pounds, out of Battle Creek, Michigan. Just had to say Battle Creek because it's the coolest freaking city that there is.
He knows you're not actually from Battle Creek.
You're not really from Battle Creek, Michigan, but you should be from Battle Creek, Michigan.
Everybody should be from
Everybody should be from Battle Creek, Michigan. Just for the record.
I'm from parts unknown.
That would have been
from
better. Parts unknown. The Prime Minister of the Sinister, Greg Evil Bowen.
You were good until you did like the fake echo.
The fake echo.
Oh, it was all good till the fake echoes?
Ruined it.
All right. Greg Evil Bowen. Like that? Is that one better?
That was better.
That was better.
That was fun, right?
That was a good time.
That was a good time. That was a good time. Look, I'm going to tell you what. The pomp and circumstance of the beginning of a boxing match, the way that they do it, is part of the show.
It is.
Yeah.
You know?
And that's why wrestling takes that to the nth degree.
Yeah, they go a little
they
bit
go
more
a little too far, I think, sometimes.
Oh,
it's
a lot of
pomp and
times.
circumstance for them.
Well, no, it's not. I mean, it's still physical. You know, it's still physical.
Right. But it's still a show.
Oh, it's totally a show.
Yeah. Well, and I don't like that, they fight forever. It's like, just someone win already.
Well, that's the point. They're telling the story.
You know, to be honest with you, that's when you can tell that because that's all a lot of it's choreographed and stuff like that.
Well, you can tell.
But a lot of it is a little bit. I'd argue that a little bit of it is kind of an art form, though.
It is. It absolutely.
Well, yeah,
is.
of course.
Because you're a performer up there to the crowd, and you got to get them going, but you got to do it in I got hit and I got to do it.
See, I consider them stuntmen who do their own acting.
Yeah.
That's kind of what they are to me.
That's cool. That is deep. I don't know how deep it is. We're talking about wrestling.
Hold on a second.
Deep as a frisbee.
No, man, that's deep, man. That's beautiful.
That's right. Deep as a frisbee. You missed that.
That was deep, man. Greg may not know how deep he went, but I know. I don't. No. I know what he's saying, but he's wrong. He knows he's wrong. Don't deny it. It's deep.
No, I'm sorry, but I like wrestling, but it gets to the point where it goes on so long. It's like they pretend and then this guy's down and no he kicked out and no this one's down and he kicked out and now it just someone win already.
Yeah, no, I understand. I understand.
Like you just got hit by a 2x4 steel chair and fell on a table. You're done.
What you got to see him light the 2x4 on fire and then hit him with it too.
Oh, and it used to be some you got to remember too is WWE when it comes to wrestling is, it's the prime, but it doesn't show everything.
Right.
Like when ECW came out, like that. I mean, they took blood match to a whole new level.
Oh, absolutely.
Like
I mean,
the gore and the blood, and then now those guys were stuntmen.
I have some of the old
They changed the
ECW DVDs
Yeah.
that have some of the great matches, like the barbed wire match between Sabu and Terry Funk, and like the match where the Dudley Boys put Spike Dudley through 3 flaming tables.
Yeah.
that was some wicked stuff.
Yeah, well, and that's
ECW was awesome.
Oh, it was awesome.
Yeah.
Just was underfunded.
There was blood everywhere all the time.
Yeah, and it was totally underfunded.
See, and
And
that's
I
why I
love how
like.
part of it was the crowd was encouraged to bring their own weapons to hand to the wrestlers, which was awesome.
Yeah.
Because people would bring violins and like seeing New Jack get tore up with a cheese grater. Yeah, those good times.
Good times. Good times. No, but you're right. I love intro music, though. I think
He
that
does.
I really would like to walk around a lot of places and just like if you're walking into a place, like sometimes I just want some intro music when I'm going in there.
Absolutely. I totally know what you're saying.
He always says, like, whenever he'll hear random songs, and all of a sudden he'll turn around and go, "Oh, if I run for office, this will be my intro music." And I'm like, candidates don't have intro music.
They need it though.
Do you want to know something, by the
He says
way?
more people would show up if they had it.
More people show up if you had punch and pie.
That's true. That's true. I'll tell you one thing, though. When I was running for office, sometimes, I mean, a decent amount of the time before I went and gave that speech, I actually had an iPod and iTunes on,
yeah.
and I would rock out before I went on and gave a speech, by the way. I
Well,
used to
you
do
still
that,
do
man.
that.
I do, yeah, I do it sometimes. I don't do it like I was doing it then, though. Like, then I had an iPod with me.
Yeah, I know, but you don't have that with you now. But when we're on our way to somewhere where you're going to speak,
Oh, I want to
depending-
hear something, though.
Yeah, depending on the who you're talking to and what the speech is going to be like, you'll definitely, and you'll play the same song over and over and over again to kind of get you ready for the speech.
Yeah. Little trick.
Yeah, it drives me nuts,
Like
but
a little Olympic athlete.
Little trick. It's just a little trick. Just a
They're
little
listening
trick.
to the iPod.
Well, here's the thing, though. To be honest with you, if somebody's asking you to give a speech, more than likely they're asking to. If they're asking me, they're probably asking for a specific reason. And in my opinion, one of those reasons is to be motivating.
you are very motivating.
So in order to do that, sometimes you got to hear something pumping in your head when you're doing that shit. Like Eminem. I like listening to some Eminem before I give a speech, by the way.
You haven't done that in a long time.
It's been a while, though. Actually, do you want to know something? Hey, did you go to the state convention when it was up in the Panhandle a couple years back?
I did not.
Oh, you didn't?
I did not.
Okay. I was. Oh, that sucks, dude. It's on order.
Respond either, 'cause
It's yeah. It's
What he said was he did not go.
well. What happened is that the way that thing worked out is that there was a stage up there, and then everybody. But it wasn't a big room though. But then on the side of it was like a little pool hall area, a little pool area.
Yeah.
But it was all glass.
Uh-huh.
So it was glass. There was not a wall there between you and the like when people were walking in, like the hallway. It was just glass.
This wasn't Palm Beach. This was the Panhandle?
Panhandle. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm standing outside of the thing, jumping up and down almost jumping up and down. And people are walking by can see me. And I got headphones on. I'm just, whatever, right? And then I walk in there and I fucking laid it out. That was a good speech. I was on fire that night. Like, I was really fired up.
That's awesome.
Sorry. I
you
say
know-
that story while you can't use your mic, by the way.
Well,
Sorry.
I'm also noticing how many times you totally broke the no cussing thing during that.
Oh, did I really?
Oh, yeah.
2 times?
2 times.
See, I told you I wasn't going to be able to get it
At
done.
least.
No, it was 2 F-bombs.
2 F-bombs,
2
huh?
F-bombs and an S-bomb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is an S-bomb out for... Yeah, you can't do that on
can't, no.
on FM.
No, just the 7 words. You can do that one.
Yeah, just the 7. George Carlin. Always remember. Thank you for keeping people out of trouble. I'll bet you George Carlin's kept more people out of trouble just with that one comedy skit.
With
back
the
in
one
day.
comedy skit. That's how you know. Like, that's the only reason I know. Like, because every once in a while I'll say a word and you look out over at me because we're on terrestrial. And I'm like, no, not one of the 7. I can say that one.
One of the advantages if you're making it on satellite.
Yes. Is that you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind being on like XM or something like that.
Yeah, but what channel would we be on?
Patriot.
No.
Yeah.
We could
put us on
never make it
Patriot.
on Patriot.
You don't do the shows with those other people.
I know
I wouldn't
that.
even listen to anything else on it. I'd even say that. I go,
Like,
don't even
I
listen to
worked
anything
for
else
a
on the
radio
station.
show on that channel, and we ain't getting on it.
Oh no, I know we're not. No. I know for a fact that we're not going to get on it, but I'm just saying.
Like, I wasn't allowed to be a guest on the show I worked for because it was me.
Yeah.
We could make another channel before we would get on that. Probably.
We'd build up. Yeah, you could build up YouTube like it was the Turks, because those guys are number one
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
They're great.
Absolutely.
above everybody else. You know, you got to give them credit for that, man.
Yeah, I'm not even like completely ideologically aligned with them, and I still watch them all the time.
I understand the problem. You guys are just crazy on the solution.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, that's really what it comes down to. Like you get stupid at the weirdest times.
Absolutely. And the thing is, like, a lot of the civil liberties stuff we agree on.
Yeah.
I'm sure you guys
totally.
also the civil
Yeah.
liberties stuff. It's like, yeah, absolutely. But then when they start talking economics all the time, it's like, oh my god.
Well, the thing is even when they're talking economics, you're like, yeah, oh yeah,
They-
oh no,
They
no,
understand
no.
the problem.
Yeah, they understand the bankers are the problem too. Now they're not Austrians though. They're Keynesians.
Yeah.
But I argue that they're honest Keynesians.
Oh yeah. They
know.
admit they are. They admit
Yeah.
what they want.
Yeah.
I mean, I can handle that. I can at least talk to you if you're going to be
I
honest
think
about what you're going to do.
I mean, we had him on the. Do you remember that interview we did with him?
absolutely.
That was a good interview.
I wasn't
was.
on the show then.
Yeah.
I wanted to be on the show that day. I was mad that I couldn't be.
Yeah. That was
I was on the road that day. That's why I couldn't be, and I was listening to it on the air.
man. What a good. He was a good interview. You know who else I really, really want to interview, and I don't think we'll ever get him on, but I mean, I don't know if we could or not. But Dylan Radigan.
Yeah. Well,
He's awesome.
I don't think we could get him on now because he's like in the middle of a farm in the middle of nowhere. Like he
Nah,
dropped
he's
off.
back in New York right now.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
And he does Bubba all the time.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, he's almost. Honestly, he's almost like I don't know. We'll see.
We could maybe get him.
It's possible. I love the guy though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That meltdown he had on.
We just
I don't
listened to
agree
it
with
the
him
other
on
night.
everything though. Like I think he's again. I think he's coming our way. I think he's like Eric. I think they're coming our way.
Nobody knows who Eric is except me and you.
Oh, sorry.
Referencing completely random people by only their first name.
You know what? For the purposes of the story, I think it fits though. Like
No, when you say he's like Eric, everybody goes, "Who's
Eric?
Eric?"
you know what he is? Let me say it like this: he's like a person that started primarily from the left, from a collectivist socialistic point of view, and has moved over to understand that they hear us talking about the same problem, and they're starting to question their solution. But maybe even more important than that, what they're doing is they're changing their focus on what the solution is, and a lot of their stuff is much more voluntary, voluntary association, because that is what fixes the country is voluntary association. You can decide who to deal with, who you want to deal with, for the most part. You know what I mean? Contract disputes, law enforcement, fire, all handled locally. But again, your local government can deal with it as you guys want to deal with it. So communities have much more control in that aspect. You know what I mean? To be able to do that. I mean, I look at city council meetings and I can 5-10 people can totally make a difference in a city council
And
meeting.
we have.
It totally happens. But at any rate, I'd like to have him on. You ever hear him interview like Ron Paul?
Mm-hmm.
Best interviews you could ever have.
Sorry, I can't.
He can't
I
say.
can't really give you answers. I turned my mic up
Oh, sorry.
enough to hear me, and we got fish fry going on. So
Well, it's worth it to hear your voice though.
Well, it's like a snowstorm.
But you know
It
what I'm
is.
saying though?
reporting from the blizzard.
Where are you at, Greg? I am in Antarctica with all those people in the boat, and it's bad down here. It's real bad. It's really snowing hard. I don't know if I saw a penguin.
Did you just go to like Canadian?
Well, when you get in the cold, that's what happens.
And now he's Irish.
He's a Canadian Irishman.
The Canadian Irish. Long time ago.
Canadian Irish.
Canadian Irish. Is that a very apologetic drug?
Or one on skates, one of the two.
What's that about?
What's that about?
Laddie.
I do. Out of all the.
Sorry.
Unbelievable. Oh.
So
anyway.
glad we do shows for our own amusement, nobody else's.
I mean, I guess I think they're actually kind of funny though. I think they're humorous though, to be honest with you. But I'm
having
hoping
fun.
that both happen. You know, I'm definitely hoping for
that there's
that.
more people who think it's funny than the ones in the room.
Well,
Well, I mean, we're
Obviously-
4 for 4 in the room,
Obviously, we're
so.
laughing at ourselves, but is anyone else laughing at us?
I don't know. Nobody ever talks to me about the Wednesday show. You know what I'm saying? Like nobody even knows that we have it on.
Like-
But you know what though? We don't promote it, to be honest
No,
with you.
I think that the Friday show is a lot of people's guilty pleasure, and I think the Wednesday show is the guilty pleasure they don't talk about.
It could be. It could be. It could be. But here's the thing though, you gotta put it out there though. Look, and you know what it is? What I've noticed now is with the new tool that I have with SoundCloud, that totally changes the game for me.
Right.
Well, because you know how to use it. That's why it
Exactly.
changes the game.
Exactly.
It's good to know how to
because
use the
I
tool.
because I know how to use it from beginning to end.
It's like, that changed the game for me. Yeah, because it's the only thing he can run. I mean, on the show, that's the only thing that you know how to work.
Well, yeah, but I know how to work that though.
But that's what I'm saying. That's why it changed the game for you.
Well, it added a whole
Now you
new
play it.
it added a whole new deal there. Which I like that. We're going to hear the first one tonight, Jody James.
Yeah.
You know, look, you archive these interviews, you store them up. It's not like some of the stuff will be timely, but some of it won't be though, and you can always go back to certain ones though. And so, and honestly, you know what that adds to though, is that means we can do a podcast, like a 5-minute interview, and you can get a guy like Dylan Radigan whenever you can get him. You know what I mean?
Right. And then you don't have to do it live during the show.
Yeah.
That is true.
What are you guys laughing at?
Nothing.
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 Now, Greg, you didn't know this was going on, right?
You didn't know what was going on.
You didn't know that there
Probably
was
not, because I have no idea what the question is.
You didn't know. You
I
didn't,
still don't know what's going on.
Let's play the pronoun game.
Hold on a second. You know
it.
that we have now the off the rails message. You know, because the way we do messages and stuff like that is, you know, back and forth.
Our show prep is in a Facebook chat. Nothing like talking about every detail of how we run our show.
On Facebook.
Is there anything
Here you
wrong?
go, Toby.
Is there anything
in case
wrong?
you're missing anything.
If you check the Facebook chats, Toby, you can see what we're going to talk about on Friday. You don't even have to listen in.
Yeah, you want to see the show prep?
And if anyone is actually listening or is going to listen at some point, Toby is our NSA handler. That's what we've named him.
Yes.
Yeah. Because we know there's got to be one now.
Oh, he follows us around, I'm sure.
I kind of feel he's more like a what do you call that? Like a butler now, though. You know. Like,
Damn,
he
I
hasn't
forgot to record that.
he
Hey,
hasn't
Toby,
turned
play that
evil yet.
back.
It's like in Star Wars, right? You remember the movie Star Wars, right?
No.
Oh, you don't remember the movie Star
I
Wars?
know.
don't remember
No,
the
no.
movies.
I know Star Wars. Sorry. I thought you meant Star Trek. I was all confused.
At a certain point, all of the, you know, all the stormtroopers and all that stuff were actually on the side of the Jedi.
Yes, that is true.
And at one point they turned.
And then they went
Yes.
bad.
I don't think that they're really on our side, but the way that they treat us is more like a concierge.
I know what you mean. It's not technically the NSA, but I know what you're talking about.
Hey, look, I'm for the most part either just treating very lightly or ignored, you know, by all those people. Like, you know, nothing. I don't ever get threatened. Nothing ever happens. You know, every police encounter is positive. They don't give me tickets anymore. You know, I can walk through riot lines and whatever.
It's because they all know you manage like 4,000 Facebook pages.
Yeah, but that can't be the reason,
You've got
though.
more reach than anybody that they've ever pulled over.
but
They're
that-
not going to mess with you.
But they got to know the internal numbers and know that, I mean, it's not even that true, though, you know?
Here's the thing, which is funny, is because now, you know, like, we know exactly how to answer all the questions. And, you know, like, if we were to be really harassed by the police, we would know how to at least, you know, handle the situation. And I'm waiting for that to happen so that I can do it. And every time they don't even get near the car anymore. It's like, hey, over there, can you turn on your lights? Say thanks.
Am I being detained?
I love to
I
ask
do
him.
not consent to any
I
searches.
I can guarantee I'm not being detained. The guy is 27 feet away from me.
That's a good point.
I don't get to use all the stuff I've been practicing ever.
Ever.
And again, I've seen the videos. I've watched them. I know that police brutality happens. I know that there's bad cops that are out there. But you know what, though? I never run into any of them.
No.
What neighborhoods are you in?
You know, I'm not. I've never really been pulled over. I would guess you could say in the hood in one of those areas like
Well,
that.
we're always on the highway.
But I'm pulled over pretty frequently, though. You know.
And they're like, hey, Alex, you happen to have a license on you?
I mean, honestly, when I even tell a story, people think you're lying, and I shouldn't even say it on air for the simple fact that I would like for it to continue. You know,
They're like, oh,
'Cause you don't wanna
pretty
jinx-
cocky here.
yeah, you don't want to jinx the shit. I mean, Adrian called out the sheriff, and what happened 4 hours later?
Yeah, 4 days, my
Yeah.
ass, 4 hours.
Well,
That dude didn't make it to 5.
Apparently, he did have the stones to pull Adrian over.
Apparently, he did.
Where are the stones?
Oh my gosh! By the way, I mean, it really does take an incredible amount of stones for that, though.
But
I
to
know he
pull
kind of
Adrian
over-
over? Or?
To
No,
turn, to
I'm
turn your
surprised he
license,
can fit those
brass
church
friggin'
bells
balls
through
in that
fucking-
thing. Yeah.
through the door.
I mean, that's a set of brass ones. Look, I know that you do the same thing too, Danielle.
Yeah.
The difference is in the way in which it was done.
Oh, yeah. No, and I understand. And Adrian, even in campaign
Like you had a
events-
radio, he had a radio show, and it was the central issue. He did a video. He literally called every department
I know.
in the state of Florida that would have any jurisdiction in that area. You know, the local city cops, the county cops, the state troopers. Can't even do it. State troopers, and drove in circles on 19 for like a half hour. I was in the back of the seat just cracking up. It was the funniest thing I've ever seen.
I loved the phone calls. The other side, the people from the police departments answering the phone, going, "Wait, you want us to pull you over?"
Yeah.
Yes,
They-
I'm
they, like,
circling now.
They did not know how to handle that.
Well, even now, we have gone to at least 2 campaign events where there has been police there, and he has asked them to pull him over as we leave, and they're like, "No, man, you know, you're fighting a good fight there. I'm not gonna mess that up." And he's like, "No, you don't understand. I can't actually fight it until someone arrests me. Like, call in a favor."
Help me out.
They can't because they'll
arrest
be.
me.
You know why? Because they'll be fired.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we just leave. And then one guy was like, well, you know, have your campaign manager drive. He goes, well, that's not going to help. She doesn't have a license and she's a bad driver.
I mean, just big brass ones, man. Look, there was a lady I saw that message that heard about it and was like, well, that's just the most extreme thing that you've ever heard, right? And don't get me wrong, I think it takes balls as big as, you know, just big as cassava melons. But it's the only option we got left.
Right.
Like fighting it in court and dealing with it through the court system is the only thing that's left. Because these guys are not getting rid of this law here in
No.
Florida unless you replace the majority of them in order to get it repealed. And that means like literally nobody up there wants it gone, I don't think.
Right.
Very, very few. You might have 5 people up there that want that gone. But
If you're lucky.
if you're
Yeah,
if
I
you're
doubt
lucky.
it.
Now, don't get me wrong, I think you might be able to not literally beat the crap out of, but you know, like I think you
If
could.
we're gonna do that, then it's
Well,
not
here's the
over this law. It's
Look,
over the other law.
Well, here's the thing, though. Pressure-wise, though, look, if you go up there and let's say you got 35, 40% of the seats up there are, you know, that contingent of people, you have such a weight there that you really can
Yeah.
put pressure on people. Like, they do it. I mean, it's one of those things. You know what? Screw you. You're gonna vote this way, or we're gonna get rid of you, too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You want to stay up here? You better go this way.
Now,
So-
like, you almost get excited when, like, the lights come, like, okay, today's the day. I'm going to get pulled over and get arrested. Then they, like, don't come to the car. You're like, oh. The first time. Now, the last time I had the kids, I didn't want to go to jail that day, but he wouldn't even come near the car. But the first time, I was like, all right, yeah. Do I remember Adrian's number and Alex's number so I can call them? And then the guy was like, do you have a license? I'm like, no, I don't.
Like eager. Like eager.
No.
No, I don't. No.
And then it was like, okay, sorry to have inconvenienced you. Damn it.
Can I take you with me on my next video?
Exactly. See, I'm wondering if that's how far they're going to be willing to go with it. That's what I'm thinking. Now, I will tell you this, though. It seems like, and again, it's not even a good thing or a bad thing, but you just got to be careful. I mean, at the same time, because you don't know when they're going to turn.
Yeah. Because they
They'll
will turn at some
or
point.
you just catch the one that's like, you know what? I'm sick of these guys getting a freaking pass. I'm bringing the hammer tonight.
Yeah.
Now we don't do anything to ever rate having the hammer brought on us. To be honest with you, like I don't do enough in a vehicle. I don't believe that would piss off law enforcement to the point that
I don't
they would
think
want to
so.
do that, unless it was what I say or political activism. Like I'm not going to be a dick to a cop. That's just stupid. You don't be a dick to people with guns. I mean,
That is a good rule, Alex.
Yeah.
Those are words to live by right there.
Don't be a dick to a guy
people
with a gun.
guns. That's just solid life advice right there. It doesn't get any better than that.
That should be a clip.
yeah. Don't.
Public service announcement with Alex Snicker.
This is Alex Snicker talking on the topic of dealing with the police. Now, typically, there's one rule I go by, only one rule alone here, and that is don't be a dick to a guy with a gun.
This message brought to you by the 1787 Network.
Have a good day.
Love it. That's so going in our commercial rotation.
Don't be a dick to a guy with a gun. You shouldn't be, though. I mean, unless you have a gun and but you better shoot first, though.
No, and then it's all a thing.
Well, no. And you don't do that with the cops right now. Like, we're not in the environment where you start shooting first, man. That ain't the
it's
way it
just
works.
no.
I'm hoping to never be in that
Then
environment.
they're
The
gonna
entire
come and
point we're
roll like
doing-
a tank over your dog and
The entire point we're doing this is because we have chosen to do this by the ballot box and not
Yeah,
the
but
cartridge
it
box.
does.
I said that the other day. It looks like they're gearing up, but it looks like the government's gearing up for the damn cartridge box.
Well,
though.
they know that because they're not going to let go.
Yeah. Did you hear about this
So-
tank in Fort Pierce, by the way?
No.
Okay. You know the vehicles
It's the
that they were
MRAP.
driving. Yeah, the MRAP. The vehicles that they drove when they patrolled the streets of Iraq. Let me explain it to you like this: $700,000 vehicle.
it's a tank.
It's for all purposes, it's a tank.
It just has
not
wheels. It
it's
doesn't
a
have
wheeled,
the-
Yeah, it's a wheeled tank.
Right.
In many ways.
Yes, I'm familiar with the vehicle.
The Fort Pierce Police Department got one for $2,000 from the federal government. It means the federal government sold them a $700,000 vehicle for $2,000.
That's when they come home like a girl and go, guess how much money I saved?
Oh, that police chief.
But I got it on sale.
It was on
Oh, that
sale.
police chief.
All I
No.
paid was shipping. $2,000. I had to
I
pay the guy
saved
that drove the semi.
$698,000 today.
Yeah.
But you spent $2,000.
Yeah.
But look at this dope car I got.
I mean, look, don't get me wrong. If you could buy one of those vehicles for $2,000 and that's all it would cost, you'd have a lot of people buying those vehicles. You know, Hummer
dude,
would
I'd
get a run
totally
for its
have
money.
one. I'd
Well,
totally have
it has like it's a mile a gallon. Though.
Yeah, it's 1.5
You know,
mile per gallon.
It is a tank.
Except you could drive as the crow flies.
Oh no,
Drive a
you can.
straight line.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And stoplights and traffic. they
Oh
are
no, it's a
not
good
an
time.
issue.
It's a good time.
You remember like years ago when like the tank driver, I think it was like in San Diego or San Francisco, where he stole the tank when he was all drunk and was driving through the city.
Yes.
That dude's my hero, and I want to do that
He's
so
just like
bad.
hitting cars.
And if I could buy a tank, that's probably why you can't just go buy a tank, because guys like me would be totally like.
So you're saying like
That
we
would be
can't
what
have.
I use on my commute, and I don't give a damn about any. Go ahead, cut me off. I dare you. I double dare you. Yeah.
So hold on a second here. You're saying that we're not allowed to have tanks because there's no way that a person would be able to control themselves if they owned a tank, right?
I
Like,
would.
Well, wait, not that no
I
person
agree with
could
you.
control themselves.
I might agree with you though.
Greg couldn't control himself.
And that's enough reason not to sell one to anybody.
Like I just couldn't help myself in a tank. I love that tank movie with James Gardner. That was good.
And you know,
Yes.
when they're like, "Why are you in a tank?" Why are you asking?
Why-
It's a tank.
why
Why
Why aren't
wouldn't I
you in
be
yours?
a tank?
Because my bulldozer's in the shop.
Because my wait,
That would be my second choice. Would be a bulldozer.
a bulldozer,
if I could
like a
have it.
big 2-story kind of bulldozer.
Right. Well, again, another old news story. There was a guy in Colorado, I think, and he like armored up his bulldozer Like he felt like he was being slighted by the town, and like
Oh,
the
is
city
that the guy
council
that
was
ran
against
over
That
all
ran
the
over the
Yeah.
police cars?
Yeah.
Oh, that
Yeah.
thing was
He
awesome.
like went after the businesses of all the guys on the city council that he thought was against him, and then he like tore up all the police cars and everything, and then like went after the bank that was foreclosing on him and everything. Just tore up the whole town. Like went against everybody that he thought was against him. And
We
he-
talked about that
Yeah.
on the show.
Oh, that was awesome. That's my number 2 hero right there.
Yeah. Man, God bless that guy.
Oh, you get a badass armored vehicle and tear up a city. I become a big fan real quick.
Yeah, a lot of these people have been done wrong, and this is what's going to happen. It's, you know what it is? They don't understand blowback.
Well, the one guy was just drunk. The other guy had been slighted,
He was-
but the
he
one
was
guy was
pissed.
just.
But this ain't the only time this kind of things happen. You had the one guy in the Cessna. What was his name? Fix?
Oh, that flew into the
Was it
IRS
Fix?
building?
Yeah,
Fix?
yeah.
Yeah. He flew his plane into the office that was trying to take it from him.
Oh, you want it?
It was the day he was supposed to turn it into the IRS.
Yeah.
So he did through their window.
Here you go, special delivery.
And died in the process.
He did die in the process, but he was like, here you go. You want the plane? Here you got it.
You know what, government? If you drive people to the point that they want to kill themselves,
Where they want to fly a plane into your buildings. Oh,
like it ain't even a coordinated attack. It's like, I'm so pissed off, I'm going to take somebody out with me. You know?
well.
The agency that had something to do with this, I'm taking them out too. Like we're all going.
Are we seeing a trend here of the U.S. government driving people into flying planes into their buildings?
Well, I wouldn't equate that necessarily to.
I don't know if
9/11
I'd
or
put
anything
those
like that.
together.
I'm not trying to say it's like that. It's a totally different incident because this is one guy that's just so pissed off, and you can see the progression of what happened because it happened here, you know, so people can at least see it here, even though it still goes on. That somebody gets so angry that they're willing to do that, they're willing to like, my life's not even worth living anymore. It's a different kind of reason to do it. It's more of a suicide than it is the other one. The other one's doing it like for a law or for whatever they're doing it for. You know what I mean? And again, I'm not trying to get into the mind of a terrorist or anything, but I'm saying it's two totally different things, though. You know, it's not one bringing the other. Because that guy was one Cessna, wasn't going to do any damage other than, you know, mess up the office. It didn't even kill anybody but him.
Right.
You know.
Only because he went through the window.
Hey, you're the one that said blowback. It's not my fault.
No, but they should understand what blowback means, though. You know, same thing with the cops, man. Look, this stuff is, you know, if people don't think that they're going to be able to be safe with the police there, and we see all these police brutality things, if a dude's got nothing left to live for, he's not going to go quietly.
Oh yeah.
You know, he's going to try to get the jump on him.
Like
You know?
like that dude in St. Pete that was hiding in the attic, and the 2 federal agents climbed up in the attic and got popped as soon as they climbed up.
Yeah,
in
they
there.
died, man. And look, I don't want anybody to die, but we need to change the laws around this place, man. Like, you got way too many victim crimes.
Well,
victimless
if
crimes.
they didn't have as many laws to enforce, they would probably be more efficient in enforcing the laws that we need.
Yeah, yeah. I'm not against having police. I'm definitely pro police. You know, let's have some. Let's just make sure that one, they can't do anything unless they shouldn't be able to just. I shouldn't be breaking the law 7 times a day by living.
Right.
Well, that's not their fault. That's the laws themselves.
You're
And
right.
That's taking laws off the books and saying
Yeah.
that what I just said. They need fewer laws that they need to enforce.
Yeah, well, yeah, no, absolutely, completely agree.
What the police themselves, what we need from them is accountability. We need to make sure that they are accountable to the people somehow, that they're not only accountable to themselves. And that's why pushing for the civilian review boards and things like that are important. So it's not just cops reviewing cops, the guys that they work with all day whose back they look out for, saying, oh, no, he was fine. Yeah, okay, yeah. So you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're talking about the civilian review boards and like. Well, look, I think what you got to do is a couple things. One of them is, and this is going to sound weird to say this, but I think you do this. It shows that it works. Is that you put cameras? You make all the officers wear cameras.
Like, wear cameras or just in the car?
No, wear cameras.
Like lapel cameras? And
Either
stuff?
lapel or on the side, whatever. I mean, you figure out the logistics of that, but somewhere on your body you have a camera that's going on.
With a live feed that is not like recording.
However they do it, but there's some cities that have done this though, and that police like complaints go down like 70%.
Well, yeah, because you can prove who's right and who's wrong.
Yeah. And that goes, but you know what? To be honest with you, though, if you're an honest cop, then that should be considered a protection for you.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Exactly. Well, the cops who support those kinds of things, who are like, yeah, I support us,
Are
for
honest
cameras, are the
cops.
ones that are like, okay, I can trust this
Yeah.
guy.
Like somebody go, oh, man, you should see the shit I see. You know?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. And I'm sure that some of them see some.
It's only a matter of time before that'll be a reality show.
Yeah.
You mean called cops? It's not a matter of time. They started it like a decade ago.
No, a lot longer than that. Cops been around for.
I know that.
25
see,
years.
No, see, this will be better because the problem with the show Cops is the camera guys are always like behind.
Yeah.
They get there after the dude is on the ground.
I just said they can just make that show better instead of making a whole new one.
Oh, you're saying that you're going to turn the lapel show into the show?
Absolutely.
Oh.
The Chappelle Lapel Show.
I would love the Chappelle lapel show. I'll bet you that'd be a good show. Could you imagine having a camera on Dave Chappelle all the time, just walking around?
That's the reality show we need.
You know what? I think you almost could take. There's a lot of people's lives that I'll bet are in that category.
Yeah, that are just very interesting to watch on a day-to-day
Well,
basis.
here's the thing. I think life itself is probably pretty interesting to watch on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah.
Because I swear we could be on a reality show in our house.
And I've been in other houses where I'm like, man, this ought to be on a fucking reality show. You know?
Just the Kit Kat bars the other night alone would have been
Oh yeah,
hysterical.
no, there's some. I know some houses that should be like. It's a damn shame the stuff I
Camera
saw.
crew in here.
No. You can't do. That's the thing. That's the key. What you're talking about is the key with the lapel thing. You're absolutely right about that being the key. But you have to get it to the point. In order to be a good show, you got to get it to the point where they actually forget that thing is there.
Right.
You got to do a reality show where you forgot the camera existed.
Yeah.
That way and you got to do it for a while. Like you got to do. You know what? Screw it. I'm just going to say it. Here's my idea.
Big Brother.
No, not Big Brother. No. Not Big Brother. Big Brother has a competition. No. It's not on the camera. It's on the
I'm not even
cameras.
talking about the CBS show. I'm talking about 1984.
If you're doing it for a TV show, though.
Oh, as long as there's capitalism involved.
As long as
Well, yeah.
somebody's making money, it's okay.
Yeah, I mean, if you're willing to do that. Look, you can voluntarily give up, all the information you want to give up, man.
You
If
can
wanna make it a
voluntarily
show.
give up all of your freedom.
You're not giving up your
As
freedom.
long as someone's making a buck off of it.
That's not what I meant.
Sounds a whole lot like where we're living, doesn't it?
I think we've already done that. It's called Congress.
Hold on a second. What I'm saying is that you collect the footage for a year, right?
Like the NSA.
Exactly. And then what you do is you put it into episodes and you put it out.
The only original idea and thing that is not happening is the episodes.
You ever see that South Park episode where it's like, Earth and it's the TV show?
Yeah. Well, that was a great idea. That was funny.
Maybe that's what the U.S. is trying to do. Like, maybe there's people all over the world that's going, man, that U.S. show, that's awesome shit.
Do you think? Oh, wow, it's a different thought on this whole thing.
There's some dumbasses.
Do you think the U.S. government is doing this just simply to make a new reality show?
Look, they're talking about that guy with the duck whistle again, honey. Come over here.
more rednecks with explosives?
All right. Maybe they are.
I think my mic just totally died.
I think it died. Yeah.
Hello.
You're there. I can hear
You're
you
there.
now. Yeah.
Okay.
Man.
That's what that gunshot
That thing's on
sound
order.
was. That was technology telling me you're not allowed to talk anymore.
You're done.
You're done. Oh my gosh.
Do you want to go with a story or something?
I can. I have a bunch pulled
I mean,
up.
we've been on since 10:30. We've been on for 40 minutes. We haven't even got to a story yet.
There was actually show prep done, and it has yet to be used.
It's the story of my life.
I don't think you're thinking that this wasn't good radio, though.
No, I'm not saying it wasn't.
Not saying that.
Just saying that I do lots of show prep for now 2 radio shows, and we get to very little on either.
You know, you know what? Here's the thing, though. Putting links into the,
You think the links just fall from the sky?
Well, no, I know you go out and find them, and I think you do a good job there.
You think the link fairy's just dropping links all around for everybody?
All you're doing is putting links in a Facebook chat. Where do you think the links come from? It's called hours of searching for them.
It's not like I'm just sitting on Stumble Upon.
Wow, that. Oh, that was funny. All right, touche. Just touche the whole room. That's not even funny.
You're just putting links in a chat.
All right, I'm going on. Let's go to the articles now. I'll start since I got mine up ready to go. I'll start. Just go with it, huh?
Go ahead.
Ford to unveil solar-powered concept car. What do you think about that, Greg? What do you think about a solar-powered concept car?
I like it.
You like it, huh?
Do you want more from
Do
me?
you?
That
here's
is
the thing.
nice.
How is the?
Came to the guy with the broken bike.
No, I know. Oh, Danielle. Then I'm gonna ask Danielle.
Wait. The one who barely drives and has no license. You'd like to ask me how I feel about a new car?
Thanks for this question.
The question I have is, see, this is the thing though. The question I have is actually a totally different question.
Okay.
If this works here,
Yes.
how are they going to get the taxes from you that they get for the roads?
Well, because what they're going to do is heavily tax that car. Like, if you buy a solar car, or you're just going to have to pay per mile, you know what they're going to do
Mileage
is
tax.
it's going to be a mileage tax.
Yeah, well, there are black boxes supposed to be mandatory in 2014.
Yeah. They're going to do a mileage tax.
I don't think I'll buy a car past the 2014.
If anyone's seen the cars that we currently drive, they would believe you.
They would believe me, right?
We're barely out of the 90s with the models we drive now.
Well, it's an 02, it's an 05, it's 06, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
I hear you, though. I hear you, you know.
But
Hey, look,
I don't
gotta
want to
tell
talk
ya-
bad about the Saturn
No.
because that car has 253,000 miles on it and starts every time like a champ.
Yeah.
Quite frankly, I
Skateboarding.
want to buy something that is grandfathered in to not have seatbelts.
Wow.
Wow.
That's how far back I want to go.
That's old school. That's
Yeah.
preschool. I don't even mean that in a bad way. Like
Fisher Price.
I totally got
kinda,
it, which was why I was
like was cool kind of preschool.
You know that
Like-
little
like
red
both.
Fisher Price car? I'm sure does not have seatbelts.
the coupe car, Little Tykes. That's right.
Oh no, I was. Oh no, I get it now. Okay.
You can even go to like Power Wheels. No seatbelts in them either.
That's right.
Oh yeah.
I got 5 horses in this bad boy.
Look, remember the 3-wheelers, man, with the big wheel
I mean,
out
5
front,
volts.
man? All right. All right, so we're talking about the solar powered car here. So I'm going to read a little bit of it just so you can hear about it. C-Max Solar Energy Concept Car will offer the same performance as a plug-in hybrid, but without the need for a plug. Ford plans to unveil this month's International
is not
CES
a
Gadget.
plug-in hybrid.
They're doing it at a gadget show, though.
Well, it's a concept car.
It's a gadget.
I guess, all right.
It's a gadget and a
How
concept
many? Do you know how many hybrid or electric vehicles in 2013 that Ford sold? Do you know how many that is?
Not offhand, no.
Would you be surprised if I told you it was 85,000? That's how many vehicles that were either electric or hybrid that they sold in America. Well, it doesn't say America; it just says sold.
I don't know. It's not.
That's not too terribly high where I would be surprised at it.
No, there are a lot of people who support that. So
Yeah.
I have no.
Well, I mean, and
surprise
think
there.
about the price of gas went up so much. If you have a hybrid, you know you're getting so much better gas mileage. At the end of the day, I could see a lot of people doing that.
Yeah. I don't have a problem with hybrid or electric cars at all. I like it. I like the idea.
Yeah.
It's just too much of an expense right now. I'm very much against early adoption. You always pay a lot of money and you get all the problems.
Yeah.
It's basically like paying to beta test.
Right.
And I don't really like doing that.
I can understand.
Like I never upgrade Windows until like another version is coming out. You know, and so that's how I am. I'll wait until the technology's better and more affordable, and then I'll get
Yeah,
it.
and then you gotta.
I guess it depends. You know. I mean,
Okay. Try not to commit to anything there, Alex.
Depends on what.
well, I think certain factors come into play with your use of the system, your ability to be able to fix things. If you're an early tester on things if you're paying for it, but you're still in there early, you know, like if you are actually like able to be involved in the creation process of it, then I think that it's more customized to you even personally, and you know how to use it that much even better. So if you work out some of the bugs in it, you become more of an expert in it, I would say.
I don't know if I want to be that person with my car, though.
Oh no, I definitely don't want to be the person with my car. But I wouldn't want to be that person there. But in things that I use on a regular basis, I would like to be beta testers on those things.
Yeah.
Well,
I guess. But you wouldn't want to pay to be a beta tester, would you?
Paying to be a beta tester right now
essentially.
Well, that's because it's.
fits all the criteria, doesn't it?
Yeah, I guess.
There you go.
There you go.
I'm beta testing the precinct thing. I won't say any more than that.
Right.
But
I got you.
a little bit of secret. Not even a secret, to be honest with you. But I went out tonight.
If it's in beta test, it's not a secret anymore.
Actually, before you got here, after 5, after I was done working and everything, and before you got here, I actually drove to the house of the other libertarians in the precinct.
He did.
Nice.
6 of them.
6 of them.
See, that's the thing. When you're doing that for the Libertarian Party, you can
You could do
you
that.
can get that done in an evening after work and before your evening show.
Well, wait, first he was like, hey, did you know there's 9 libertarians in our precinct? And I'm like, that's awesome. Are you counting the 3 that live in our house? And he's like, yeah.
There's 6 others.
Well, here's the thing. You got to start somewhere. You got to start somewhere.
That's right.
And 2, look, all you got to do is walk around and ask people. Law of numbers say somebody will say yes. You know, honestly, there's 2,400 people that live in.
Porn salesman.
Somebody's going to say yes. They will. Somebody will say yes. All you got to do is ask enough people. You'll figure it out. Though this thing I'm beta testing, though, takes that concept of being able to do that yourself and makes it electronic and automatic. And the system's already there, so all you have to do is put in the information. Like, you can... But you own the data. You know what I'm saying? Like, normally if you do it for a political party, the political party owns the data.
You know we're not on the phone, right? You were like, I'm not going to say anything more about it. Now you're talking to me like you're telling me over the phone.
Oh, yeah.
about this
I'm
whole
sorry,
thing.
dude. You're right. You're sorry. My bad.
I'm not going to tell anyone about it, but here's all the details.
Here's exactly what we're doing.
No, my bad. Just beta testing something. Nothing more than that.
That I told you
Solar
all about.
cars. Where were we?
Here's the thing. Would you... they can't give us this stuff.
Give us what stuff?
I hate to say it like that, too, because it does sound so defeatist, but... Like, they can't give people the ability to generate their own electricity because that's the key. I mean, I hate to sound like we're on Ledge's show, but in all seriousness, that's totally the key, though. The ability to generate your own energy, to be self-sustaining in a way that, with electric, that's the key. Like, you can go off the grid then, because then the grid doesn't matter.
Well,
Right.
I think that you can't. Well, they can't let us do it in things like homes and things like that, not on a massive level, because then that's too much. Because you could go off the grid and too many people could. But when you're talking about cars, all they have to do is say, well, you have to have a black box and we can track your mileage.
Yeah. But here's the thing, though. How can they hold solar back, really?
Oh, they can't.
I mean, eventually it's going to get
Have
there
you
no
ever
matter
seen
what.
The Matrix?
Yeah, but here's the thing, though. The trajectory right now for solar is it probably in 7 years, maybe? Not even 7 years. Technically, you could buy enough now to be self-sustaining if you wanted to. You'd have to
yeah.
pare down yourself a little bit, but you could do it, you know. I mean, you can get off the grid. Did you hear about that? I hate to go from subject to subject like this, but did you hear about that congressman?
What, you want to stay on the rails?
Oh, yeah, you're right.
The congressman?
There was a congressman that just left office in like 2010
10.
that literally went off the grid.
Mm-hmm.
He went into the woods and he basically built a self-sustaining. I think it was in West Virginia, actually. He has a bunch of acres, and he lives like he has a compost pile, and he doesn't live like high on the hog. He lives like
lives
a normal.
under a bridge and makes people solve a riddle before they can pass.
He might do that. He might do that very thing. But it's just amazing to see the guy was a congressman, and he said, "The world's gonna friggin' end, man. You guys are messing this whole thing up."
And then he did
it.
Yeah.
He said, "That's having the courage of your conviction." By the way.
Yes.
Yeah.
I wish we had heard about him earlier, like when he was in office.
Yeah, I know.
Right.
Like I still can't remember his name.
I think when you told me the name, I was like, I vaguely have heard the name before. Like, this was a congressman.
But there's a lot of them you don't know. You got to remember, there's 535 people up there.
This dude was living off the grid while he was in Congress because
Like,
ain't nobody heard of him.
Hey, hold on. I got a question for you. There's 535 of them. How many do you think you can really name at one time?
I don't know.
I mean, I'm not going to do it right now.
No, I'm not going to do it right now either. I could name.
Last time I tried to name a congressman, I got it wrong. I called him a football player.
You
So this is not the test for me.
did too. I was like, you mean Bernie?
What do you call him? Reggie Sanders or something?
Reggie,
Barry Sanders.
Like, what Reggie Sanders do you know that plays football?
I don't know. I just thought it was. Sorry. It's messed up.
Sorry.
I'm sorry, Reggie.
Oh, man.
I had a mic for a second.
I'm sorry,
One
Greg.
second, I couldn't even get two
Couldn't
words
even.
out.
I swear to God, it's on order. Man. I swear to God, it's on order. So sorry.
Who? Reggie Sanders.
But they can't have. Okay, let's get back to the dang solar car here. So they can't have a solar car, and they can't just let the public use it though, because that means that you can get off the grid and you don't need them anymore for electricity. And they've set it up in such a way in which you need them for electricity.
Well, yeah, and they have to keep it that way. That's the way you keep everybody. I mean, listen, they had that poll come out where 20% of people asked, like, how long they'd survive if all the power went out, and 20% of the people said they'd be dead within 24 hours. Like,
Really?
the food in their fridge wouldn't even be bad yet.
Your milk would still be okay. What are you talking about?
How crazy is that you have such low expectations of how long you'll last that you ain't making it out the first day? Like, what are you committing suicide?
I mean, gone into. I hope they never go into any place that has an earthquake, a tornado, a blizzard, or a hurricane, because sometimes the power goes out and they will be dead.
Yes.
Well, I'll tell you what, when the power goes out and they have a hurricane around here, boy, lines start forming right away. Yeah. Unfortunately.
Now, we haven't had one since since we've been here. We haven't been here.
I was
that
living
long.
in West Palm Beach last time I was involved in one.
But the last time that we had hurricanes, like, my whole neighborhood was like, well, what do you guys got in your fridge? Let's bring out the grills. And we just grilled up everything. We had like a 3-day party.
Yeah. That's what you do.
That is what you do.
Well, that's because you can't evacuate because there's too many people, so you can't all get
Right.
out of here. So it's like, do I want to go sit in line, or why don't I just get fucked up?
Yeah, and that's why you
If I'm
honestly.
gonna stay and die, I might as well. Who's got anything? Is there drugs?
Everyone had
alcohol?
steaks out and chicken and whatever was going to go bad in the fridge, and everybody cooked it. Although I do have to say, after a couple days, we were starting to get sick of what everybody was cooking, and we found out that the Chinese food restaurant had a generator, and he was open.
Nice, because they don't close. They don't close
Chinese
for
people
nothing.
do not close for nothing.
You know why? Because you always got to eat. Because you always got to eat.
You're lucky if they close for Chinese New Year. They're probably like having a sale on Chinese New Year though.
It was the husband and wife and like these were little kids, and they were like at the counter. Yes, how can we help you? We're open.
Yes, we are.
Like, you're 6.
Greg, Do you understand or know Klingon?
More than I would care to admit.
But not enough to say you know anything,
Not
though,
enough
right?
to say I speak
I
Klingon
got you.
or anything like that.
Okay.
Now, if you were going to resign from the show, what language would you write the letter in?
Would you do it in English?
Probably bad English.
Not Klingon, though.
Not Klingon?
Bad Klingon.
Then here's the thing.
But if you were a town council member, would you rethink that?
You can file this. Here's the thing. I want you to file this story under the category, thank God it's not a libertarian.
That's what I thought as soon as I read it. I was reading it. I'm like, oh no, oh no, oh no. Oh, good. Constitution Party.
You know what I'm saying? I was like, thank God this is not a libertarian.
Is he from Florida, though?
No.
Here's the thing. North Carolina politician writes resignation letter in Klingon. Call it politically boldly going where no one has gone before. On Thursday, David Waddell used the Klingon language to write his letter of resignation from the Indian Trail Town Council in North Carolina. Waddell says he opted to use Klingon, the language of a warrior race, on the Star Trek TV show and movies as an inside joke. Mayor Michael, and here's the thing: if it's an inside joke, then just keep it inside. Don't resign in Klingon.
Right, like do the PS or something.
Wow, you just came like blaring through. Wow.
Greg meant that shit. He meant that. That was for real.
That was for real.
I'm keeping it real. So.
Difficult to maintain my volume when the microphone does whatever the hell it wants.
Yeah. Here's the thing. Mayor Michael Alvarez is calling the letter unprofessional.
Really?
You think?
Yes, it depends on your trade.
I wish he would have known. I wish he would have known the Klingon answer for unprofessional, because then it would have been funny.
That would have been
Now
awesome.
that would have been funny.
That would have been
Even
funny.
better if he answered in Romulan.
Oh, that would have been better. That would have been better. Wow. All right. So Waddell says he is resigning at the end of this month. His 4-year term expires in December 2015. Waddell says he also needs to devote time to mounting a write-in campaign on the Constitution Party's platform against U.S. Senator Kay Hagan. You know what? Here's the thing. No, I don't like her either. But here's the thing. The dude is a Constitution Party candidate, right?
A write-in Constitution
Yeah.
Party candidate.
A write-in. But you have an elected position already. I understand that it's just the Indian Trail Town Council. I hear you. But you're in the seat, though.
Right.
Your time's not even up till 2015, so you're not going anywhere. Stay in the seat. You know what I mean? And then when you're going to resign, you're going to resign. I'm glad you resigned in Klingon. I'm glad you're in the Constitution Party, because, to be honest with you, I might use that against you guys. That might be used against you.
I was reading this story.
Like, you guys somebody better denounce this thing.
I'm looking at this story and I'm reading it and I'm like, oh no,
don't be a
no,
libertarian.
oh gosh,
Oh,
no.
shit.
And then all of a sudden I'm like, oh, Constitution Party, we're good. Put it in the prep.
Only would have been better if it was a Republican or a Democrat.
Oh man, yeah, that would have been really cool.
Because even being a third party, you can almost get lumped into third party blame. You know?
Yeah.
Right.
Tough. But, and again, Constitution Party, though, guys, not us.
Not us.
Not us.
Not it.
Don't know.
Danielle got caught.
I was like, wait, what?
I'm telling you, though. I mean, can you like I said, can we believe it? Oh, 1 minute, huh? And then we're taking a break.
Fuck it, I'm just going to start saying it. I'm just going to start saying
He
it.
always gives you, and listen, Greg is really good about giving you like the universal radio
Yeah.
signs
I'm like,
for we're going to break,
break.
1 minute. And you're like, oh, we're going to break in 1 minute?
Well, I think people want to know.
No, nobody wants
No.
to know.
They want to know right before you go to break. Because
Oh,
that's
really?
how you do it. You tell them, okay, we're going to break.
You don't talk.
I don't like doing it that way.
You don't go and say, "Oh, we're gonna go to break in 1 minute, so let's talk about going to break." No, nobody cares.
Yeah, because now it's time to go to break.
All right.
My mic just break again.
All right, well, let me set this up, though. Let me set this up. So what you're going to hear is an interview. How long is the interview, by the way?
It's like 5.5 minutes.
What's another interview we got up there? What else do you think people want to hear on there? Should we double back? Should we double up? You guys want to double up?
Yeah, go ahead. I don't know who else.
Another short one, though. Don't do it. You know what? Do Glenn Chansey.
Glenn Chansey, okay.
Oh, no. Do Lucas. Nah, do Lucas.
Are you kidding me?
What? You don't like that one?
It's not about which interview.
Oh, you know what it is? You
you're
can't do
choosing.
two. You can't do two.
I can't do
No,
a playlist.
because
I'd have
like
to show
that.
you how to do. I'd have to show you how to do it. Never mind. Don't
For
worry.
one, I can't do a
Just
playlist
do one. We'll
like
do one.
that.
Hey, we'll
For
do
two,
one. We're back quick. We'll all
where's-
get our smoking
where's the
quick. and
Lucas interview?
It's probably at the bottom.
Just do Jody.
Yeah, just do Jody, man. We're good. We're good, baby. We're good.
Okay, so this is Alex's interview with Jody James, the executive director of
And
the
then we're back.
Florida Camp.
The
Florida
Florida
Cannabis
Cannabis
Action
Action
Network.
Network.
We did that. We did that in stereo.
I know we did. That
We
was
did that
kind
in
of
stereo.
cool.
That was cool. That was a good time.
I was totally capable of doing that until
You sounded like it.
Sorry, my bad. My bad. All right, you're listening to Off the Rails, Alex Danielle,
And Greg.
and the Prime Minister of the Sinister, Greg Bowen. I can't do the whole thing again. I was thinking about it though, but I didn't. I do like doing it though. It's fun. I might do it on the way back in, just to do it. I think people would like to hear it again. I know I would like to hear it again.
And since the show is for our
This is
own
Alex Snicker, 1787network.com. On the phone with me right now, Jody James. Now, if you don't know who Jody James is, she is the executive director of the Florida Cannabis Action Network. Their website is floridacan.org. That's FLCAN.org. Jody, how are you doing today?
I'm excellent, Alex. Thank you very much for having me today.
Oh, no, my pleasure, my pleasure. So I wanted really to talk to you specifically about what's going on. Now, if people are unfamiliar with Florida can you let everybody know exactly what it is that Florida Can is doing?
Well, I'll tell you who Florida Can is, and I'd love to tell you what Florida Can is doing. Florida Cannabis Action Network is one of the longest surviving, lasting organizations for marijuana reform in the state of Florida. We're very proud of our legacy protecting individual liberties. We've been to the 11th Circuit Court for First Amendment work. We've been out there protecting your right to protest and demonstrate. And in the last couple of years, we've been working very closely with the Florida legislature to move the conversation about marijuana reform and start creating some sensible marijuana policies in Florida.
And what are some of the things that are going to be coming up on the 2014 schedule that you guys have been spearheading?
Well, this is really going to be an exciting year for us. Medical marijuana is pulling in at 82%, which is across all demographic. We have responsible use by adults, legalization, whatever term you want to use, pulling in at 59%. So we're going to really be looking at a number of bills in the Florida legislature. We want to get comprehensive cannabis reform in Florida. That's our objective. We're going to be working with the Republican leadership to reclassify cannabis, to start to define what we're afraid of. I guess that's probably the best answer right now. But we're looking at redefining cannabis. We're looking at changing something with sentencing. We have 38,000 adults being arrested in the state of Florida every year for misdemeanor cannabis possession. We think that's ridiculous. It's not financially sound, and you're damaging 38,000 plus lives every year by continuing that policy. So we're looking at some legislation coming out of criminal justice that will start to maybe roll back some of those harms. And then, of course, we're going to be looking at the Kathy Jordan medical cannabis bill again. As a matter of fact, I have a draft on my desk right now, filed by Senator Clemens, and you can tell the legislature is taking this very seriously by the comments that we got back from bill drafting. The Kathy Jordan Medical Cannabis Act is really a comprehensive program, actually written by a libertarian, Bill. Bill Wolsifer has actually wrote the bill for us, and we're doing some tweaks. And by the comments that we're getting back from bill drafting, you know that they're really looking at how this fits into law. So I'm very excited about the prospect. We're fundraising. We need to be in Tallahassee starting in January. This is one of the committee weeks. I don't know if you would be aware of that, but we're in committee week right now. There are 2 more committee weeks in January. 3 committee weeks in February, and the regular session starts March 4th. And you can be assured that Florida Cannabis Action Network is going to be looking at a lot of bills dealing with cannabis.
Now, if you are an individual who supports the legalization of cannabis, either on a medical basis or wants to see the ball move forward here, what can people do as an individual in order to get more involved to help you in your efforts?
Well, the first thing is to sign up on our mailing list at flcan.org. Whether you consider yourself a very talented speaker or you are just someone who can click and send, we need you. We need people who can, we call it water cooler conversations. We talk about themes like let no ignorance go unanswered. If you are a little bit educated about this issue, right now you're an expert because there's a whole lot of new people who are starting to think about this. You know, you have the early adopters, which many of us have been when it comes to the cannabis issue, but when you get to the point where you have 82% on board, now you're talking about a whole lot of people who know nothing about this, except it sounds like a good idea. So if you're already a supporter, keep up the water cooler conversations. Make sure that when someone comes in and they're talking about this, that you give them good facts and information. If you are on the flcan.org email list, we will help you find your niche, whether, again, you want to go out and be a public speaker about this or whether you just want to be the person who constantly signs our petitions. We need both of those folks. And fundraising. It's going to cost us about $20,000 before we pay salaries to have the people in Tallahassee that we need to put in front of the lawmakers.
Absolutely.
So,
and they can make that donation at flcan.org, correct?
Absolutely, absolutely. And if it's somebody who would be interested in a tax-deductible donation, we have some educational programs. But those dollars that we're going to spend in Tallahassee, that's going to be directly to educate lawmakers.
And it seems like because we have 80% that's already supporting it, the only educating left to do is with the lawmakers, at least in that aspect.
That's a fact. This is going to be a great session. I'm really excited about it. I'd like to have the money in the bank this week instead of next week or the week after. But even with the agony and the stress that not having the money is causing me, I'm very excited about the tone. We call Representative Van Zant's office and say, did you get our information about medical marijuana? And they say, no, we didn't get it. Can you send it again? Well, at least they called us back.
Yeah, exactly. No, when you're getting calls back, you know it's a good thing. Jody,
that's a really good thing.
And Jody, thank you so much. We really appreciate you spending a couple minutes to talk with us. And again, everybody, the website, flcan.org. Please check it out and also check out what they're doing over at the Florida Cannabis Action Network. Jody, thank you for your time.
Thank you, Alex.
This is Alex Snicker, 1787network.com. On with us this evening is Randy Taylor. If you don't know who Randy is, he's actually the Libertarian candidate for Florida State House District 69. That is inside of Pinellas County. Randy, how are you doing today, sir?
I'm doing great. How are you, Alex?
Doing very well. Thank you very much. Now, Randy, if for people that don't know who you are, can you just tell us a little bit about yourself?
Well, sure. Resident of Florida for 22 years. Grew up as an Air Force brat, so I lived all over the world. While I've been here in Florida, I've worked with organizations like the American Cancer Society, the Super Bowl 35 Host Committee, and even the Federal Interagency Task Force on St. Petersburg that followed the riot in 1996. I spent a lot of time working with my community. I volunteered. I was a scoutmaster for years until my daughter came along. And then I was a hotline operator for rape crisis and domestic violence. And I currently serve as vice president of the PTA at my children's school. So I'm a very involved community person and is definitely one of the reasons why I'm running for office.
Yeah, and that kind of lends myself to the question. You've been involved in a lot of things going on in your community. So in many ways, you're already serving the community. What made you make the decision to actually run for political office?
The decision became really a question of the Constitution and how far we've deviated and expanded the government's role beyond what the Constitution defines or even allows. when we see the cronyism, when we see the favoritism in Tallahassee right now, it does nothing to benefit for the citizens of Florida, and they deserve someone in there who truly does have their best interests at heart and who will take care of the money that they keep putting into this system.
No, absolutely. Now, some of the specific issues that you find very important that you want to try to tackle when you're going to Tallahassee, could you speak to that a little bit about some of the issues that you think are very important that need to be addressed up in Tallahassee?
Sure. The first one, and I think it's the most important to everyone, would be the budget. Definitely out of control. $74.2 billion in this fiscal year has gone up $8 billion in the time that Governor Scott has been in office. And I can understand why 63% of our Florida House is Republican, or 65% of our Florida Senate is Republican. The voters wanted to vote for people who would cut the budget and cut spending and not incur on us with more taxes and other expenses. But they have failed at that, having almost a two-thirds majority in both houses of the legislature, or both chambers, and having the governor's office. It's very clear that the intent that they had as voters is not being realized. So I would say that the budget in and of itself is the biggest problem that we have, along with the fact, that we're carrying $130 billion debt on top of everything else. We still have this other problem that we have to solve. We are very much in debt. So not only do we have to bring down that budget, but we have to attack the debt as well.
No, absolutely. I mean, that's one of the big issues that's going to be affecting this state as well here in Florida. And we're going to be, and you're listening to Randy Taylor. He's a candidate for Florida's House District 69 that's going to be in the Pinellas County area. If people want to get involved in your campaign and help you out in making sure that they have, the kind of representative that you would be in Tallahassee, how can they get involved?
Well, first of all, go to my website at voterandytaylor.com. Also, I have a campaign Facebook page at facebook.com/voterandytaylor. Anywhere there you can engage me. On my website, you can subscribe to my blog where I'm constantly writing on previous and upcoming House bills to let the voters know how I stand and what makes me different from our incumbent and any other challengers coming up here in 2014. I'm in need of a great many volunteers, people who are willing to help with gaining petitions, volunteer coordinators. That's very important to our team building right now at this moment. Being into the holidays, I know people aren't always thinking about politics, but the movement we see right now with the Libertarian Party is really notable, and it's not going to take any time off.
Yeah, no, absolutely, and it's really nice to see candidates like yourselves out there that's running, that is a very good, solid candidate, good on the issues, that knows what they want to do when they go up there, and is willing to step out and to do something as challenging as running for political office. Randy, thank you so much for calling in today. We really appreciate it. And again, the website is voterandytaylor.com, and that's RANDYTAYLOR.com. So that's voterandytaylor.com. Randy, thank you for your time today, sir.
It's been my pleasure.
Have a great day.
All right, we're back. We're back off the rails. Hopefully you guys like the interview format for the break instead of the music. I thought it would be a nice little touch, but I'll try to get some non-political interviews and put them on there.
We're going to interview. Be like random people walking by. Hey, you want to do an interview?
No, we could do Eric. Then everybody knows who's Eric. Everybody knows who Eric is. Matter of fact, Eric's in there. We should have talked to him. We should have put him on.
Oh, yeah, he was in there.
Yeah. There you go. That's a non-political one. So there you go.
And the funniest thing is we've mentioned Eric now a bunch of times and still not told anyone who he is.
And we have an interview with him that we could have played,
yeah.
So everyone would know exactly who he is.
I think Eric
is
should
Eric
be
Stewart with the Suncoast Co-op. Oh, you want me to give it away? Oh, sorry.
You ruined
ruined
it.
the story.
I won't say it again then.
It was like the...
Damn it. Oh.
Can I get some fries? Let me get a Frosty, large fry, and a 7-Up, please.
We should have.
You're rapping over there.
Never mind.
Just say it out loud. Say it really loud.
We should have had Danielle tell the story like a fairy tale.
Oh, yeah. Danielle's story
time with Danielle Alexandre.
That's fun. I love story time. Hey,
What?
I want to hear. Okay, hold on. What kind of story do we want to hear from?
No.
Danielle
It
tonight?
has to be like an actual story that I know.
No, I know, no. But what story do we want you to fairy tale for us? No. Let's think about this for a second. Greg, you got any ideas?
We don't have any new stories that we haven't already talked about.
I don't know. I wasn't prepared. I thought it was a great idea, but I wasn't prepared to
All right,
feed a story
Let's think,
to her.
well, let's think about it. Let's think about it here, though. Let's think about it.
No.
No, I got a good story for you. No, I know one. I know one.
What? Okay.
I want you to tell the story of Murphy.
Murphy.
Tell the story.
I don't even know who you're talking about.
The story of Murphy.
I don't know what you're talking about, so I can't tell a story of something I have no
I
idea
get you.
what you're talking about.
Amanda Murphy.
I don't know. There's no specific thing that
He's
happened.
trying not to
No,
get
no,
into
no.
the story, so he
Yeah, I
doesn't
can't tell
ruin
you the
it.
story, but basically, it's the campaign. Remember?
No, but that's not.
She's up against.
I know, but I don't want to. No. I need like an actual where like people said certain things, and it's like an actual thing that happened.
Oh,
Like I need an actual story, not just.
Chief Fussy. Was it Fussy Britches?
Chief Fussy Pants.
Was it Fussy Pants?
Officer Fussy Pants.
Officer
Fussy Pants. Do you remember that story?
Yes.
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 That was actually a really good story, by the way.
Matilda Merkin.
It was
My
a dark
favorite
and
character.
stormy night on a
Damn.
windy road.
I mean, I don't want to tell. I don't want you to tell the story again. But you got to think of another story where you're able to do story time.
the
Then.
next time when we're gonna, when we have something, then I'll do it that way.
That should be our first segment as we come on the air. Bedtime stories with Danielle Alexandre. For the kids who might be listening, who stayed up too late, here's your bedtime
We should start with the Danielle's little bedtime story
Bedtime stories.
about some political issue of the day told in a fairy tale format. I think that's funny. I think it'd be gold.
I think it would be better, actually. Make her watch one movie a week that she's never seen before, and then she has to retell it in fairy tale
Yeah.
format.
You know why he
Oh.
won't do that? And here's why it won't work is because Alex doesn't actually watch a full movie like beginning to end because as soon as there's a commercial, he switches it to something else. So I have seen several parts of a lot of movies.
It's called Netflix, dude. Try it out.
So
Fair
he'll
enough.
go, have you seen this movie? And I'll go, no, I haven't. Oh, it's a good movie. You should watch it. So he puts it on. It's like from the beginning. Great. I'm going to get to watch a movie. And then the first commercial comes on and it's gone.
I go back.
I go back
You
and
missed
I've
20 minutes
missed
of the
so
movie.
much that because I've never seen the movie, I have no idea what's going on anymore.
Oh, well, I'm sorry.
There's
to hear
like
that.
new characters.
I'm sorry to hear that, man. I really am. I feel bad.
Wait, why is Kevin Bacon dancing now?
Like I missed something because I don't remember singing being involved in this.
I love Kevin Bacon.
Me too. I love that his new show, The Following. Have you been watching that?
No,
That show is awesome.
he was good in A Few Good Men.
Yes.
Yeah. I did see that movie. Luckily, I saw it before, so when you flip through and back and forth the other day, I actually knew where I was.
You can't handle the flip. Woman, we live in a world that has channels. Who's going to watch them all? You, Greg Bowen? I have a responsibility for this TV greater than you could possibly imagine. Sitting there in your fancy parties. You want me on that remote. You need me on that remote. You damn right I changed the 52.
Yeah. So that movie I understood. What happens when you miss big chunks of a movie is you go, wait, what? Like, where did we get here?
I can
Where did the chicken come from?
Where are my pants? That sucks that you can't. I wish you could. I wish you could watch them like I could. Here's the thing: you gotta remember where you're at.
You've
Which
seen
parts
it
you
before.
saw?
That's why you can watch it that way. You know the parts you missed.
I've watched movies in there. I've watched movies like that at times.
And the funniest thing is, oh yeah, you should watch this. It's a great movie. And then I get like the first like 12 minutes.
Well, you know what? Get
And then the last 45.
Yeah, you know what it is? I'll tell you what. Hey, do they still do the thing in Netflix where you can just like click on all the movies that you want and they just send them to you one at a time automatically? Or like in a random order or something?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll get a Netflix account and we'll do that.
Okay. That would be cool.
Yeah.
Because I like to preset it all at one time so it'd be a surprise every time.
Like all of a sudden you get a new one, it's like, woo!
Oh my gosh, it's a new movie. What are you going to do?
At least if it's a video, like you can't switch to something else.
No, when it's a movie, well, there's no commercials. There's no ability for me to be able to do that.
Yeah.
The other night we watched The Big Bang Theory, wrestling, and some movie all at the same time.
Nice.
3 shows at once. No split screen either, by the way. No. Split screen is for pussies.
That's cheating.
Unless you have an 85-inch TV.
So
'Cause
then
then
I'm
it's just
like,
2 TVs.
wait.
'Cause then you've got an 85-inch and a 32-inch.
Yeah. Well, then you can just do like a half screen. There's only 2 of them there.
Yeah.
Eventually, that's what it's going to come to.
So you end up going to sleep. Like I end up going to bed with like, Sheldon is in military garb with a chair, steel chair. You
Sheldon
know?
just got chokeslammed through a tank.
Like, why would I think of that? Oh, that's right.
Oh, by the way, did you see that this week they went old school?
What?
On
WWE.
wrestling?
Yeah,
Oh,
wrestling.
did they?
They brought
I missed
all
it.
the old guys back.
Oh, did
Not
they?
all the old guys. There would have been a lot more people.
Did Ric Flair wrestle?
He didn't wrestle,
He
but he
didn't
was
wrestle,
there.
But he was
there.
back?
He was
Yeah.
there. They had Flair there. Woo! Woo! Don't want to do that too bad.
You may not like it, but you better learn to love it, because it's the best thing going today. Woo!
That was good.
I love Ric Flair.
You want to be the man, you got to beat the man. Flair was good. Flair was good.
Flair was awesome.
He's all about the intro.
in the Macho Man. Oh, the mic died right as I did it. Ooh.
Well, he wasn't.
Oh yeah.
Macho Man Randy Savage.
He wasn't on though.
No, he's
No,
dead.
he's yeah.
Yeah, 'cause
I know.
He's not on because he's dead.
I know that.
And it's not just his career.
Yeah.
Yes, I know that.
Yeah,
That's
he,
what I
ain't,
said.
he ain't breathing.
Yes.
It sucks too, man, because those guys, ended up. Oh, you know who was on though? Oh, amazingly enough, Jake the Snake,
Really, I love him.
and he looked good.
He wasn't all cracked out. And
Now you know what happened is, and I happen to know this. Diamond Dallas Page,
Who was also on?
who was
I
also
love
on,
him.
wasn't really a part of WWE ever though.
He was.
He was always
somewhat.
a WCW guy. But,
Well, when the merge happened, he was part of.
but he was
WWE.
one of the first to go though.
Right. He didn't last near as long as
Yeah.
a lot of the other guys.
But he took Jake the Snake Roberts in and basically trained him back up. But like fixed his life though, help him
Got him
out,
clean and everything.
Yeah, cleaned
That's
him
awesome.
up and that kind of stuff.
He was my favorite wrestler back in the day.
Jake the Snake was good.
Absolutely.
He was good. He was good people. He always had a snake with him. That's why they call him Jake the Snake. That's what-
Yeah. And then he
I always
put it
keep
on
mine
the
with me
people.
too.
Well, I try to. I try to most of the time. Sometimes it works out. Sometimes it doesn't. You got to do
Sometimes
something.
he's like, "Where's my snake?"
Sometimes it's in my wife's purse. I don't know.
I don't know what's going on here. I can't find it right now. Give me a cigarette. Maybe I'll find it there. I'm just waiting for Greg to finish for like 5 minutes.
So it's a constant stream of smoke.
Because that will be so much better.
It's just a small constant stream, though. It should be okay. I need a lighter, too, though.
Coming from the person who didn't get me the medicine the other day.
Right.
So I could actually just feel better.
My bad. It
bad.
wasn't on purpose. You know what I mean? If Adrian wouldn't talk so long, I wouldn't have his problem.
Oh, so now it's Adrian's fault.
I should have
He's not even on the show and he's blaming Adrian.
I should go on the way there because I knew you weren't going to get out till 9 and they closed at 9.
My bad. That's my bad. It's my bad.
How you gonna trust a Lego crook anyway?
This is the best beanie.
So, since nobody understands that,
Well, explain it.
well, earlier tonight before we came on the air,
Before you got off the rails.
When we were wasting radio gold in the
Right,
break
in
room.
the-
Oh. I love how my garage is considered the
the
break room.
break room is the garage. When we go through my bedroom to even get to the studio. It's like the green room.
Come on, I was trying to sound professional. Thanks, guys.
Don't worry about it. It's a good time.
Wait a minute. Your hand signals didn't work.
Right.
You thought that was gonna work.
Fuck it.
If the show's off the rails, then we gotta be off the rails.
So
Even though I do it on the Friday show too. But,
Alex,
you know.
Alex puts the green beanie on, which I found for him because it was in my room. Because I had stolen it.
Yeah, because it's still a little cold outside.
It was. So he put it on, and they were saying as he was walking around and we were getting stuff ready that he looked, because he's all in black. I mean, I don't know if you can see this from the camera, but he's all in black. So he looked like the little robber Lego. The little robber Lego man.
It's the same hat as the robber Lego that my son got for Christmas this year.
He's a cool little guy.
And that was after the debate on what the rules were for what goes on the table.
Yes.
That was, oh yeah.
Which I think rages on every day. Oh, my mic certainly does not.
Yeah. It's in the,
Just-
it's on order.
The mic's in the mail.
It's like the 19th time this show you've said it's on order.
It's on order.
I swear to God.
It's like your check is in the
The
mail.
mic's in the mail. The mic's in the mail, yo.
Now, I know that, typically, I'm sure you've heard this story before, but I have to tell the story on air, though.
Oh, no.
Do you know how cold it was in this country? Do you want me to give you an example how cold it was in this country recently?
No, Alex, go ahead and tell us.
Were people holding on to witches' tits to warm up?
Worse than that. Worse than that. A dude escaped from prison,
Oh, yeah.
and it was so cold, he goes, I'd rather be in jail.
He escaped from prison and turned himself back in.
And turned himself back in. Have you heard this?
I have not heard this.
Oh, this. Oh,
Because you don't read your show prep.
Busted.
Frankfort, Kentucky. Dateline, Frankfort, Kentucky. This is from the Miami Herald in the weird news section. Just how cold is it in Kentucky? Apparently cold enough for an escaped prisoner to decide to turn himself in. Authorities said the inmate escaped from the minimum security facility at Lexington on Sunday as temperatures dropped to the low single digits Monday. Officials say the man walked into a motel and asked the clerk to call the police. Robert Vick, 42, of Hartford, told the clerk he wanted to turn himself in and escape the Arctic air. A Lexington spokeswoman, Shirley Roberts, said. Hold on a second now.
I think we need a segment on the
A new
show.
segment. Name mutilation with Alex.
We'll just put big words on a Word doc and just have Alex read them.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Grammar time with Alex Snicker.
I've been known to butcher a word or two.
Stop. Grammar time.
Nuclear. But you know how cold it's got to be? Can we
you
get
want
back
to go
to the
back
subject?
to prison?
That you want to go back to prison, though? But now here's the thing. If you go to the hotel, why don't you just... They probably don't know you're an escaped convict. You can't just ask for a room? I mean, I guess you're an escaped convict. You don't have any money, but... Maybe you found some. I don't... Here,
Put it on the state.
Have a plan.
They've been paying for my room.
but here's the thing, though. If you're going to escape, don't do it in the wintertime. Have a plan then.
Right.
You know? If your plan does not mean that you can freeze, then don't leave when it's about to freeze.
This was like Hitler's raid on Germany. This was so poorly planned from the beginning. Wrong time. You don't do this in winter.
Yeah. And that was he wasn't going to Germany, he was going to Russia.
Yeah. Never mind.
Yeah, that was a bad move on his part, though. What a dumbass there.
Yeah.
Just goes to show you, you know. Hitler wasn't bright.
So the guy went back to prison because it was too cold, but did he have to wade through streets filled with cheese?
Oh. Did
What?
he have...
I'm not seeing that one in the show prep.
Okay.
It's there.
Oh, no, it's there.
It's
oh,
there.
no, it's there. And what a segue, by the way. I got to say kudos to that.
You like
That switchover was a good time. Please explain, Danny.
In Wisconsin, because everybody knows Wisconsin is known for their cheese, but their cheese has such a high salt content that they are de-icing the roads with cheese.
How does that work, by the way?
It says you. I can't even believe they have a preference on what type of cheese, but they do. You want to use
That's better.
no, technically not. Apparently, it is provolone and mozzarella, and this
Really?
is a quote. He said Jeffrey Tews is the fleet operations manager for the Public Works Department, and he told the New York Times, "You want to use provolone or mozzarella? Those have the best salt content. Yet you have to do practically nothing to it."
And it's white, so it looks like the snow, and nobody knows that it's just cheese. And then kids are throwing cheese balls at each other.
There's a couple dairies in Wisconsin that actually donate the brine from making cheese, and they donate it to the city and to the counties and to the state, and that's what they de-ice the roads with, and it saves the county, each county, about $20,000.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Cheese.
Cheese.
So
Ain't that
cheese is cheaper than salt in Wisconsin.
You know what? When I would go to Iowa, if you go at a certain time of the year to Iowa, then you can go get cheese curds. Oh boy, those are good. Those are really good.
Go get you some poutine.
Well, you know what? Actually, the last time I did it, I actually went up with my father, and me and him got the cheese curds.
But did you throw them on the road so you would get better
no,
traction?
No, because we wanted to eat them. Because where I live, in reality, cheese is for eating, not for putting on the road.
Cheese is one of the best foods in the world. It's one of the most superior foods there is.
Oh, is it really?
There are the three most superior foods. Dang it, my mic. Okay, the three most superior foods. Because these are the three foods that you add to other foods to make them better: cheese,
that's
bacon,
true.
and chocolate. You add those to anything, and it immediately makes it better.
That is true.
So those are the most superior foods.
They did try to use sugar beet
Now,
juice.
can you put all three of them together?
Of course you could.
Chocolate covered bacon,
Cheese
and
bacon?
cheese.
Yeah,
Cheese curds, yeah.
of course.
There you go. America.
not?
America.
That's America, right?
That is America, Jack. That's America, Jack.
Well, in Wisconsin, they did try to use sugar beet juice before the cheese, but that was too sticky.
Too sticky
I
for
thought
what?
you're trying to get traction though on icy roads.
Yeah,
Well,
that's
you
a good
want
idea.
sticky,
You
right?
want sticky.
They were trying to actually de-ice the road, so the salt actually does that. You know, you throw salt on it,
Right.
but the sugar beet juice not working. I guess maybe like when your shoe steps on it, which maybe your tires were doing that.
Doing that.
I have no idea.
I wish my tires did
You
that.
did it way better.
She totally did. I totally did that.
That's amazing. And quite a segue, by the way, I will say.
That was
I
good,
wanted
huh?
to reiterate the segue.
The segue was incredible.
That was just amazing.
You didn't know where I was going for a second, did you?
I didn't, but I love what you're looking at right now.
Oh, this is cool. We've all, we
Talk about Canada, by the way. There's not a whole lot of good things that come out of Canada, but this is one of them.
This is one of them.
Technically, I think it could be considered two of them. Because it's a hockey kind of game and it's a drinking game. So, it's two different
Yeah, but
kinds of
the
games.
drinking
Well,
game.
that's Canada right there.
Well, here's the
Well,
thing.
they put them together.
They put them together. Everybody's favorite drinking game, beer pong, is now hockey pong, but they call it, oh gosh, I love it, alka hockey.
Alka hockey.
And what they do is
That's a game,
That
by the
is
way.
a game. It's like air hockey, but they drilled 6 holes in the front of the little, the little goal, and you put the cups with the beer in the holes, and the puck will go into the beer, and then you have to drink it. It's like air hockey.
I'm gonna try and get the shot on screen of that picture because,
It's cool.
That's out of control, isn't it, though?
dude, I want to play. Let's set it up right now.
Well, we don't have it with us right now.
We don't have air hockey.
We all only have a picture.
Well, we actually do have air hockey, but it's Mikey's, and we're not drilling holes in it.
Well, it's
He'll
not
never
big enough
know.
for 6 drinks.
No, it wouldn't. It would be like
Get shots.
it would be shots.
I guess we do shots.
Could still be called alka hockey.
I don't know how you can score, though. You'd have to just get it in the hole, though.
Yeah.
I don't know. A lot going on there, though. Not enough to handle for the evening. Way more than I need to talk about. Or deal with. We can talk about it.
We can talk about it.
Hey, Greg, did
You're
you
not
see that
gonna
you had a bulletin board behind you now, too?
Holy crap! I sure do.
Yeah. Like I took all the phone numbers that were there
With
and put
all
them
the
up there.
important numbers.
Well, that way, if you got a number you got to remember, you can just put it up there, and that way,
Well, and then you wouldn't have to remember it because it's written down and right behind you. So it wouldn't be a number you had to remember. It's just a number you have to keep.
Yeah, I'll go with that. That's fine. Whatever. You can take all that and you can just take that somewhere else.
Take that mess somewhere else.
Yeah. I don't need that here. We don't need that business.
Well, maybe did you see the couple in this is South Carolina? We were just talking about North
Oh wait,
Carolina.
I'm just getting the shot
Okay, go ahead.
of the alcohol key.
The alcohol key is awesome.
The
Well, I was
alcohol key is awesome.
I
Hold
was
on, it's on
thinking-
screen now.
there's a couple in South Carolina who maybe who
And you're moving on now. I got the shot on screen. You're moving on. Great. Okay. Couple in South Carolina. Never mind.
there's a couple in South Carolina. No, it's about beer. It'll still work.
Okay. Oh, okay. I'm just gonna put the shot on screen while you tell the story. Damn, Mike, you piece of crap.
It's on order.
The mic's in the mail.
It's in the mail. It's in the mail.
But anyways, there is a couple who probably wanted to play alcohol hockey, but the boyfriend messed it all up because he forgot the beer. And so his girlfriend proceeded to beat him and stab him with a ceramic squirrel.
A ceramic squirrel, by the way.
I would do that if you forget.
You would do that?
You forget the beer. There's consequences.
South Carolina authorities say that a 44-year-old woman was angry at a man for returning home without beer on Christmas. So she beat and stabbed him with a ceramic squirrel.
That'll teach you not to show up with the Christmas spirit.
They found the man covered with blood when they arrived.
You think?
She told the investigators that he had fallen and cut himself, but couldn't explain why her hands and clothes were also bloody.
He cut himself shaving and blended that looking for a Kleenex.
All over my shirt. But the man said that she was so angry when he returned without the beer because the stores were closed. It was Christmas Eve. That she pulled out a ceramic squirrel and beat him in the head and then stabbed him in the shoulder and chest.
Wow.
She's being charged with domestic violence.
You think?
No.
It's one way of looking at it. Could be another way of looking at that, you know?
Was the ceramic squirrel domesticated?
He may need a rabies shot.
For damn.
Needs a new woman is what he needs.
Yeah, that's probably a good point right there.
The thing is I love the comments, but like the top comment right now, it says, "I think the squirrel was the mastermind in this attack because he probably had the highest IQ."
That's a good point, too.
They win the internet. Whoever made that comment, they win.
You win. Congratulations, you've won a brand new internet. Well, it's kind of used. Out of all the, let me ask you guys a question. Like, out of all of the news sites that you do go to, which one do you like the best?
1787 Network.
All right. Minus anything that we own or have anything to do with.
So I can't say the Global Dispatch.
No.
Global Dispatch. Red Tube.
RedTube. What the hell's RedTube?
I do believe you could type redtube.com into your computer right now and find out. There are no minors in the room.
What?
Well, now we're all going.
Awesome.
And this show is taking a dramatic turn. Ladies
Oh, there you go. Oh. I go. Whoa! Whoa! A lot going on in that shot. Oh, she's a giver. She's a giver. That just warms your heart right there.
You asked.
Well, there you go.
Well,
You're absolutely
I don't
right.
know if that's a news source.
It's
Well, some of that's new.
most frequented.
It's a favorite. It's bookmarked.
I'll tell you for the iPhone, the one I love reading the most,
Politico.
Politico.
Yeah.
They got me.
Politico is pretty good. Not near as good as Red Tube, but
Well, yeah, it kind of goes without saying, I guess.
Wait, I have to see. Is he still on Red Tube?
No, no.
No.
Cameras are pointing that way.
Well, yeah, you can never. There's no camera view that can see the screen I'm on.
no, not
No?
since I changed this angle that I just went
Okay.
to. This one used to show your screen.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there used to be one that did.
Oh.
Yeah, I
Well, that's
changed
not a
the
good thing.
though. Well, no, now the Lego robber can look at whatever he wants on his computer and no one's gonna know.
Except for me, because he does stuff to derail me over there.
With intent.
I haven't done it in like 2 weeks.
No, that is true. We've had a lot to go through.
I'm
this
thinking about
week.
doing it tonight, though.
Since he now has something in his history to go to.
Well, I can't remember that one guy's name to go to his blog, though. Right
Oh,
now.
thank goodness. I thought
Terry.
it was-
Is it Terry's
Just
blog?
hit the back button.
No. I used to have it up here, but it's gone now, unfortunately.
Oh. Aw.
Yeah. I think you might have had something to do with it.
I didn't actually. I think that was from letting the kids play on all the computers.
Oh.
Because
yeah,
I
we
think you have
wouldn't-
Nickelodeon up right now on there.
That might be one of them.
You got a lighter, Alex?
He's got
Yeah,
the one he
my
stole
lighter.
from you.
I have a red one that I got myself free and
The
clear.
Jolly Candy like lighter.
Oh, there. Oh.
Did you know that this is the 50th anniversary of the War on Poverty?
What?
Oh, and they're winning.
And poverty is kicking ass.
Making names.
Well, speaking of that, though, one of the other stories I pulled that was probably not. I mean, I don't know. I did it right at the end. This is one I contributed. Is that the poverty level under the current administration breaks the 50-year record. It means in the past 50 years, we've never had as many people in poverty as we do now.
Has anyone?
And it's
Like,
worse.
what
And
about
it's
the
worse.
population increase? I mean, not in the, just to kind of play devil's advocate
Yeah.
a little bit. I mean, is that like in proportion with the increase in population? Oh, damn! Did I just ask you to do math?
Well, yeah, you
It's
did.
okay.
Well, I don't
Never
actually
mind.
know the answer if
Like,
they
I
did it.
don't know, I'm
I
new
think they
here.
did it off of. I think what they did was they did it off
It's
of
a
the
percentage. Yeah. The
Okay.
poverty rate has stood at 15% for 3 consecutive years, the first time that has happened since the mid-1960s.
Okay.
And to be honest with you, it's a lot higher than that.
Well, yeah.
It's not that low. It's higher than that by a good amount. I think. I think you're in the 40s or 50s almost. Well,
Really?
maybe 30s or 40s. A lot of people are hurting, man. A lot of people, as a
Yeah.
percentage, a lot of people are
But
hurting.
what we consider poverty in this country is rich in a lot of others.
Oh, yeah,
absolutely.
no, absolutely.
Absolutely.
No, the human condition is definitely the best here than it is anywhere else. But it doesn't change the fact that we should not. We should have a higher standard.
As much as I complain, I am very thankful that I was born here and not
In
like-
America.
Yeah, and not like in a neighborhood in India where I will never leave a 2-mile radius and I will be picking through garbage bins for the rest of my life for
Yeah.
food. So I'm pretty thankful.
Like most people in
Yeah, that would
poverty
kinda suck.
in the U.S. still have like a microwave.
Oh yeah, no. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I mean, they've still, comparatively speaking, doing well, but it's more and more people are getting to that level, though. Like things are moving down for a lot of people, not moving up. Way more downers than uppers right now. That's right. Way more
Put it
downers
to
than
a
uppers.
drug dealer analysis.
Yeah, I guess that's a good point.
He totally didn't catch it.
Watch out for the
didn't
new.
either.
He didn't even know.
We started laughing, and he was like, "What? Yeah, that's."
Watch out for the lewds, man.
I don't understand what's funny here.
Lewds, man, lewds. But it really is. Do we think it's going to get higher? I think it's going to get higher. Look,
Well-
here's the thing. Do you know what, in reality, what the entitlement programs have done, though?
No, Alex, tell us.
Without these entitlement programs, I think some of these politicians would have been killed by, like, the
That's-
people.
That is true.
They have their head on a pike and
Like, if you start cutting the checks off, shit goes French quick. You know what I'm saying?
That's right. We talked about that on
We
Friday.
Yeah.
Shit's going to go French, man.
I like that term. It's going French. Heads will roll.
I just, it's only a matter of time. Scary though, but hey.
Well, it's cyclical. It always goes that way. It's only a
Wow.
matter
Seems
of
like
time.
it's been a lot on the downslope.
Well,
The cyclical was like it's like going this, like that blip in the middle. That's where the
the central planners do everything they can to try and
What did
prevent
you do?
sorry.
the cycle.
Yeah.
Well, the cycle looks like a nose.
Well, they
right
want to
now.
profit. They want to profit off the cycle.
But it will come back. It will come back, and it will go down again because cycles aren't over a small period of time. It's over a long period of time.
Right.
Makes you want to sue. To be honest with you, makes you want to sue.
Who do I sue? Do I sue
Well,
McDonald's?
you're not really going to be able to sue anybody for that one. But the Insane Clown Posse is suing for you.
ICP?
Yeah, ICP.
Oh.
Did you hear about? Did you
My
hear about
Juggalos
this?
keeping it real, huh?
The Juggalos. The Juggalos, man. How awesome is that? And he's like, that's not even, he didn't make up something just then.
No, that is what an Insane Clown Posse fan is called. It's a juggalo.
Yes, and it was because the FBI considers the Juggalo to be like a gang, like one that they need to go after. That's what they're suing for.
Are you serious?
Yeah, the rap group Insane Clown Posse has sued the federal government for making the unwarranted and unlawful decision to classify fans of the band dubbed Juggalos as criminal gang members. The lawsuit against the Justice Department and the Federal Bureau of Investigation was filed Wednesday in Michigan by lawyers for the band and the American Civil Liberties Union of Michigan, the New York Times reported. Among supporters of almost any group, whether it be a band, sports team, university, political organization, or religion, there will be some people who violate the law, the suit argued. Plaintiffs include band members Joseph Broof and Joseph Oster and 4 Juggalos from Nevada, California, North Carolina, and Iowa, the Times said. Isn't that crazy?
I don't necessarily disagree with the decision, but if we're going to do that, let's put One Direction fans on a list, too, because they are clearly not to be trusted with decision making.
But they're like 12-year-old girls.
Yeah, still, put them on a list. They cannot be trusted with decision making.
Well, listen,
Same
Take
with
them off.
Juggalos.
if you're going to a group of 12-year-old girls to make decisions for you, then there was a problem way before One Direction came around, okay?
Yeah. One Direction is just a symptom of the bigger problem. It's like
I don't know if the problem is with the 12-year-old girls.
Justin Bieber, people that like Bieber, we could do that too.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, if we're going to do that,
I think every generation had like that music thing that all the little girls, like a boy band or whatever.
Oh, yeah, it happens all the time. It's happened, Elvis was that.
Yeah.
The Beatles.
Yeah. Elvis.
Girls screaming on
You
the
said
headphones.
Elvis, thank you.
That's how big he was
I
then.
would say Elvis again.
MJ,
Michael
Yeah.
Jackson.
Mariah Carey back in the day.
Yeah, that was mine.
New Kids on
I
the
don't
Block.
want
New
to say
Kids on the Block.
New Kids on the Block.
who did come back, and you know what? It's better when you're an adult to go watch them because you have money.
No,
Yeah.
don't.
Yeah.
No.
You know what I
It's a
mean?
good point, by the
Better
way.
for them.
Yeah.
But it's better as a fan too, because then you can afford the backstage passes and everything. Because I did it. I went all over.
You went all over which one? All of them?
I went all over the country.
You got the
Oh.
backstage pass?
Oh, well, that was a burn. Hey, you know what, man? It's game on tonight, man. So,
What? Sorry,
you've
a
been
girl
giving
gets
it,
a-
you got it.
a girl
Don't be
gets a-
throwing softballs out here.
A girl gets a backstage pass to the New Kids on the Block.
Somebody's
What-
going.
What's
Somebody's,
the goal?
Something's gonna happen. It ain't pretty. Tires ain't pretty.
I'm sorry.
Not saying nothing.
It's a good time though. Hey, nobody's judging. We're not judging.
We're not judging.
We're not judging.
We're not judging. Was it
Whatever.
Donnie?
Look, whatever you, Donnie Wahlberg, and a Chihuahua had to do, that's your business. That's not my business. I'm not here to judge you. Ricky, Bobby, Ricky, and Mike, or whatever their name was. I don't even know I forget now.
Are you trying to name names of people in the band?
Yeah.
Ricky Bobby? That's the character from Talladega Nights.
He wasn't in that band. He was not in that band. What a great movie that was, though.
I'll pray to baby Jesus if I want. I'll pray to whichever Jesus I want to.
Pray to adolescent Jesus.
I've
Pray
seen
to adult
30,
Jesus.
36 minutes of that movie.
You've seen that scene, though.
I've seen that.
Then you've seen the funniest scene in that
I'm all
movie.
hopped up on Mountain Dew.
I'm hopped up on Mountain Dew. I'm a scissor kick you, old man. I took Chip's medals and threw them into the river.
So full of wonderment.
I'm almost ashamed to admit I own that movie on DVD.
I own it. I'm not ashamed. I'm proud. It's funny.
How come we
You know, and
own
I
it?
used to
We
be a
can't
NASCAR
watch the whole thing.
Here's the thing, too.
Why have I only seen 36 minutes of it and a bunch of commercials?
I'm just learning now we own it.
There's a bunch of movies in that thing. Go look for them, man.
Okay, until you get Netflix, get her through the DVD library you own.
Oh, you know what? Hey, do you know what DVD I do have, though? You know what DVD I actually do own, though?
One I haven't seen.
You have seen this one. You have seen this one.
Ghostbusters.
I don't own Ghostbusters.
I do.
All right, what is it?
Incubus.
Oh, I have seen that. It's not a movie, though.
It's a DVD.
It is a DVD.
It's viewed on the television.
It is viewed on the television.
It's put in the same player as the other things are.
I have seen it.
That's good.
In fact, we've watched it a lot of times.
It's a good time.
You know what it is? Do you know Incubus, the band?
Absolutely.
Okay.
No, I have no idea.
All right, well,
Name is evil.
his name is Evil. I don't know if Evil necessarily knows Incubus, though.
Yes, as a matter of fact.
Well, at any rate, what they
I
did was...
don't know working microphones, but I do know.
Well, they
Well, I
did...
mean, you know them, you just don't have one.
I have no experience with them. I've heard that they exist somewhere.
I heard that they were.
I think they exist somewhere involved with the postal system.
Unicorns.
The cover.
Can I get the lighter?
Can I get a mic?
It's in-
It's in the mail. It's on order.
you know what? He's until he gets a new mic, man. I got that coming to me. Until I get him a new mic, I got that coming. I freely accept this.
And for anyone who hasn't listened before, the reason why Greg's microphone is broken is because it used to be Alex's microphone, and he decided to go on a rant and scream really loud into the microphone and broke it.
Yes.
She ain't lying.
So now he gets the working mic,
So he
and I
took
get the bitch mic.
Okay, but in Alex's defense, technically, Adrian was here when it happened, and he took the bitch mic and gave Alex the good one.
Wow.
And you just ended up in Adrian's spot, so you can blame Adrian. WileyForGovernor.com.
Thanks for bitching out on us, Adrian.
WileyForGovernor.com.
WileyForGovernor.com. He won't stand up for a microphone, but he'll stand up for you.
Well, if you look at if you look at it, Adrian actually sacrificed there.
He sacrificed the working microphone.
He did.
Well, he sacrificed for the greater good because, to be honest with you, I was better at him. You know, I was better than him.
Oh,
Yeah.
I think the phone's about to ring.
No, it's after 10
It's
o'clock.
12:30. That dude's been
Adrian's
sleeping for 2 hours.
That's true.
We have a 10 o'clock limit. We can't call him after 10.
But he can make outbound calls.
He might call up
He
yelling.
might call yelling.
Be like,
Why did you give out the campaign website?
that might be what he says. That might be what he says.
Don't let him listen to the playback of this one. But really, he's a good candidate for governor, so you should really vote for him. I'm just kidding. You should go to WileyForGovernor.com and just look at that and don't listen to anything I have to say tonight.
Don't pay attention to
As his campaign manager, I actually might fire myself for being this stupid.
That's hardcore right there.
I'm never going on this show again.
That's taking one for the team.
Talk about sacrifice. They're just sacrificing left and right.
I'm sorry to hear that, Danielle. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry you lost your job as campaign manager.
I'm sorry you feel that way.
Can't wait till I get those emails.
So, what do you think on the Colorado thing? I know there's a little bit more time into it. Have you done any research as to how it's going over there? When I'm talking about the legalization of marijuana in Colorado.
You mean you weren't talking about the skiing in Aspen?
Apparently Danielle went to Colorado the way she's coughing.
You know, even considering how bad the snow's been, I think they still are at $3 million that they've sold so far.
I thought they were selling weed, not snow. That's in Colombia.
Oh, the fine print on that legalization thing included that.
You know what?
Peruvian flake.
I thought this was funny, and we knew it was satire because I saw where it was from. It's from the Daily Courant. Right as they legalized marijuana, they put out this satire piece how 37 die and overdoses of marijuana, and it is complete satire. They use like Dr. Jack Shepard, who is from Lost, and like they use characters from TV shows as like their officials. And people started calling. The only real thing that they used was the name of the hospital in Denver. And they were like, Dr. Jack Shepard, they do this quote. And he's like, people are dropping like flies, and this is the quote. And people started calling the hospital and asking about the marijuana overdose epidemic going on in their hospital. To where
Ain't no epidemic, man. All the Twinkies are in danger.
That's why he's the prime minister of the sinister right there.
So the actual news had to run a story like all over Denver saying that it wasn't true and it was satire so that people would stop calling the hospital.
You know what, man? That's when you know a fake story worked.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's when you know it
Well,
worked.
you got caught by a
I
fake
got caught.
story
I
today.
got caught on a fake story today. I'm not gonna lie to you. Normally, I'm pretty good. Normally, I can sniff them out. But they had a picture of. Okay, here's the story.
He who smelt it dealt it.
No. Well, it's better than that. There was a gentleman that was the. Hold on. What was his? He was the lieutenant governor of Arkansas.
Right.
Was under. Allegedly was bribery and misused campaign funds, and he shows up to a press conference not wearing any pants. Now, and they have a Photoshop picture of a guy standing in front looking like this guy without wearing any pants. They have little striped pink and black boxer briefs on.
With no pants.
And I read the story, and not until I got to the end of the story did I realize that it was satire. But I actually kind of skipped over that part, and Danielle said, "Did you just hear what they just said there?" And I'm like, I read it back, and I'm like, "Oh crap,
Because it was like.
that can't be real." But she was distracting me anyway, though. Like I'm trying to read the story, she's talking. I gotta concentrate here,
You were reading the story, and I was talking to Kelly.
That's not true.
He's reading the story, and I'm like, wait a minute. Because at the end of the story, it was like, I didn't know there was a rule and that you had to wear pants during press conferences. And this is the quote from this, like, lieutenant governor, and I'm like, wait a minute. Nobody says that, Alex.
Well, you know what? I'll tell you this. The guy from Toronto has ruined it for everybody else.
Yes. He's made satire appear real.
Yeah. I'm blaming him more than anybody else. It was Rob Ford, right? Is that his name?
Yeah.
I got plenty to eat at home.
The mayor of Toronto.
That guy has screwed it up for every other. I will believe just about everything now. Because it's possible. It might have happened.
The guy's like, I smoke crack.
I do sometimes.
I got plenty to eat at home.
Man.
I only smoked crack when I was too drunk.
And that guy makes Adrian's balls look like marbles.
Oh, totally.
Because he's running for re-election.
He not only got elected, he did all this while he was in office, and he's
Yeah.
running for re-election, and he ain't hiding it.
No.
He's not.
He
Pretending.
might win. He might just mess around and win this thing.
He
I'd
might.
vote for him. I'd totally vote for him.
You'd vote for him, huh? That's your guy, huh?
That's my man.
No. And our other, drug addicted politician, Trey Radel.
Speaking of guys,
See, I can't vote for him because he hides it. He tries to pretend.
Even the newspaper.
It's a good point, by the way.
Even the newspaper took a swipe at him the other day because they said, Trey Radel goes back to. It was his first day back in Congress yesterday. And they said, and he's admitted it. Now he says he's more focused on his career and church and his family. And then they took a swipe at him and they say, but he still downplays the cocaine abuse and calls it alcoholism.
You don't snort alcohol, Trey.
Yeah.
You don't snort alcohol.
That's true.
That's not how it works. You drown that way.
Yeah.
That's not high. That's oxygen deprivation.
You don't get caught with cocaine and say, oh, well, I'm sorry. I'm an alcoholic.
You know, this is what I would
He's not
like to.
fucked up. He doesn't even know what he's doing anymore.
Here's the question I would like to ask Trey Radel. Here's the question I'd like to ask him. What would you, the radio host guy, have said about you, the politician?
Yeah. That is the question I would like to ask him.
Yeah. I'd like to. What would you have said? And be honest.
Like, dude, look at the quote you gave the newspaper and
You
put on your
blamed-
radio host hat
Hold on.
again.
It's worse than he blamed alcoholism. He blamed Obamacare.
He blamed Obamacare for his
Serious-
alcoholism
yeah.
and then the alcoholism for the cocaine use.
Yeah.
And
like, you are messing it up for everybody else.
Thank God he's not a libertarian.
Yeah, that's another one. That's another one.
Chalk another one up for thank God he's not a libertarian.
That ought to be a weekly. That ought to be a weekly thing on Friday's show.
That is. We should have a segment on Friday's show
Called
saying, thank God
that
he's not a
politician's
libertarian.
And then here's the thing: the libertarians are probably going to get busted doing coke, but they're not going to lie about it.
And you know what? Like, nobody's going to go, oh. Because they'll be like,
No one's going to be shocked the libertarian was doing coke.
and you know what our party would say? Well, it should be legal anyways.
Yeah.
You know what? I don't think that. You know what? On a. Oh, that hurt. I don't know what that was. I think somebody hit a.
Giving birth.
I think somebody hit a voodoo doll up there and stabbed me in the back just now. I think
Nothing
it's
is
possible.
near you. You're like, oh.
Apparently, Adrian is listening to this show.
I just stabbed me in the back. That ain't cool. I don't think, though, that on average, that a lot of libertarians actually do coke.
No, you're probably right.
I actually think the amount of libertarians that do drugs in general are actually a lot lower than we think.
Yeah,
That's possible.
Yeah.
Especially over the last few years.
Yeah.
I'd go so far as to say maybe half.
Yeah. No, I definitely would say that. I mean,
Half do, half don't. Or half don't, half do. It's half and half, so it doesn't matter.
because you just have. I mean, you don't have to want to do it to just not want to tell
Stop
someone
somebody else
else.
from it.
You know?
Well, yeah. You know, I hear you there. I mean, I get the argument. I'm a libertarian.
Are you sure? You're
Sometimes.
still like libraries, man. Sometimes I have to
Never heard
question
that.
it.
You know what, man? Libraries are okay.
What's with you and the damn libraries and cops, man? You want military cops and libraries. You ain't no damn libertarian. You freaking statist.
Well, hold on, hold on, local cops? What's wrong with local cops?
You know what makes everything so much funnier is that you stay so serious through it all. Like, we're dying laughing, and you don't stop for a second.
Unflinching.
Like, what?
He's the glue that holds the show together. Because it'd just be a giggle fest for 2 hours.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's funny, though. I mean, go with it. Do what you gotta do.
Local police? Really? No.
Well, I don't want a national police.
But wait a minute. You don't want a national police
what the
force,
military
but you
is.
want a military,
No.
which is like
There's
a
a difference,
national
though.
police
There's a difference there, though.
force.
See, no. You're not the world's police. The military is just you. Look again. They
When
all
you're
use
kicking
that-
down doors and searching homes, it doesn't matter what uniform you're wearing or what name
What
you
badge you have on
They're
your
not, they're not
chest?
patrolling the streets of America.
Oh,
No, that's what the local cops are for. Hello.
All right.
I think you just caught up.
Now, I understand what you're saying.
I understand what you're saying. You're just saying it in a way that makes it really easy for Greg here.
Yeah. No, I understand.
They're patrolling streets, but it isn't American streets.
Well, they had to declare war for
So I don't see how you can
See,
compare it.
the local cops kick down the doors here. The military kicks down the doors there.
everywhere else.
I mean, in essence, that really is how it works, though.
It is, isn't it?
Okay,
Yeah.
so when you say, I want a military, but I don't want a national police force.
What do we got going on here? You guys know what I'm saying, so. I understand.
They sold them a tank for $2,000 that
Yeah.
cost almost $1 million.
Yeah.
It's not national. They're not in this together.
Well, no. The way it's currently dealing with right now, they are. Absolutely, they are. No, I agree with you 100% there. I'm not talking about the way it currently is. You got to tear all this stuff down.
We went in this whole long circle because you missed 2 words. That's 4 words. That's how it is now.
Well, I don't want it like it is now. I don't want to give these guys tanks. It's got to be like, look, I think
they
counties,
did pay $2,000. They did
the
just
county
give it to
sheriff
them.
should be like Barney Fife. Man. You got to get rid of a lot of the laws first, though. You got a lot of work to do. We have a lot of work to do. There's a lot of laws that need to be repealed. Look,
Like most of them?
Libertarians should honestly just run on. Look, I'm really not going to be proposing anything. I'm literally just going up there to repeal stuff. Like, there's a whole bunch of stuff on the books we got to get rid of. Maybe people would be okay with that.
There's no more paper for me to print new laws, so we've got to get rid of
we've ran out of the paper to print any new laws. We're gonna have to go ahead and cut about half of them down. You know who? Actually, somebody did run on this. Somebody did run on this.
Yes, I know.
It
who
wasn't a
you're gonna say.
libertarian, even though he was a libertarian.
He's a libertarian now, though.
Yeah, Joe Swilley.
Yeah.
Joe Swilley was running for county commission up in Hernando County. Gets up on the stage and says, "You know what I think we ought to do? I think we ought to take the rule book and just burn it. Start over." Said that.
He goes, there's county ordinances, the book. He goes, I don't know, I've seen it. It's about this big. He goes, I think we should take that book. And you know what we should do with it? And everyone's like, oh, what should we do with it? And he's like, just burn it. No.
Burn it and start over.
And everyone went like, huh?
And we were like, yeah.
There was like 3 people. And we were like, yeah. And everyone else is like, wait, did he
What?
just burn it?
We're like, that guy's a libertarian. I think we said that so loud everybody heard it.
Everybody heard it.
Alex is like, I've got a lighter.
That was a good time. Too bad he didn't win. Would have
Yeah.
been nice if he did.
It would have been nice.
I would like to point out that we have gone 7 minutes over our normal
We
air
totally
time.
have.
I did point at the wrist doing the time signal, but
Did you really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't see that.
No, it went totally unnoticed, and I thought I should say something, and then it was just funny. So, I mean, I'm not like rushing anything, but it's up to
Yeah, I
you.
didn't think you were Russian either. I didn't think you were Russian.
But you did think he was from Battle Creek, Michigan.
Must have been done, yeah.
I was hoping he was from Battle Creek, Michigan. I would like to just move to Battle Creek, Michigan for like a month and then come home.
See,
Then I could say I kind of was, I spent some time in Battle Creek, Michigan,
I was on the battlefield.
I just came from Battle Creek,
It's the high school
Michigan.
football field
I would
at
like to have
Battle
a
Creek,
P.O.
Michigan.
box
In Battle
in
Creek,
Battle Creek, Michigan. But then I would want that P.O. box to forward down here because I don't want to live in Battle
I
Creek,
want to live
Michigan.
in Michigan.
Yeah. It's too cold up there.
It is.
Things frozen right now.
As far as I'm concerned, Michigan is just South Canada. I mean, we can get rid of it, and it wouldn't hurt us at all. In fact, they need mittens, so let them have Canada. Let them have Michigan.
Isn't it sad? Michigan is sad.
It is.
It really is sad.
Yeah.
It really is sad. But at the same time, it's completely understood as to why, though. Like, it's so funny that we still have to argue with people that believe in collectivism. Like, it's kind of funny that they still want to have an argument considering how bad it is. Like, Detroit was your city. The wages you wanted, the unions had all the control. You had Democrats in office the whole time for decades. Decades. And that city is a friggin' ghost town. Mm-hmm. You've lost so much of your population. You can't even the city, the chief of police is telling people, you make sure you have a gun with you. That's coming from the chief of the police department there. None of the streetlights work. They've ruined the city. Their policies. That wasn't a bunch of Republicans up there. And again, they would have screwed it up anyway, but they take longer. It'd take another 30 years for the Republicans to get there.
It'd have been a slower death.
Yeah, slower death. Still death, but, one's cyanide, one's, something else that takes
Runs
longer.
1,000 paper cuts into a pool of
Yeah.
alcohol.
Yeah, paper cuts and lemon juice. Eventually it'll kill you. Because you're drowned in the paper, in the lemon juice. But it's just, like, how can you even have an argument right now for anybody on that side of the argument and it makes any sense whatsoever? The simple fact they've been able to blame people for their stuff is the only thing that gives them a pass. But
Yeah.
But now you have pockets of Detroit that are actually turning libertarian, or they're actually going
They
anarchist.
kind of have to because there's no government.
Yeah, they're going no government.
So what that's called?
Actually, did you hear? I saw this video the other day, and it was for a town called Max, Oklahoma. You ever seen this?
Max, Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Needs a last name of power, and then
Well, it's a really small town in Oklahoma, but it is an unincorporated city. Do you know what that means? Mm-hmm. Oh, you do?
Yeah.
So they have no government really whatsoever.
right.
And they love it that way. Like, it's all dirt roads. It's, if they ever need anything, though, if you look, it's nice stuff, though. Like, it's not bad, though. Not really, really nice, but, like, it's okay. But they've been this way for, like, 50 years or something like that. And it's just completely awesome.
Hell yeah.
They had one bank robbery the whole time. And they caught the guy. So, everybody gets caught there. Well, because nobody lives around Max, Oklahoma. I mean, I think it's a town of like 50 people.
That's the thing when you get a town like that. Everybody knows everybody, so it's like everybody knows. Oh, found your nose. It was in my business. I mean, everybody knows what's going on. The whole town knows what everybody else is doing. So, like, if you're not from that town and you show up, everybody's like, "Well, who's this stranger?" And like when you walk into the bank with a ski mask on, they're like, "Oh shit,
Johnny, what you doing here?
So, I mean,
What you doing with that gun? It is the key, though. If you want my opinion on it, the one other way that you can actually beat collectivism in a grander sense, in the central planner kind of way, is that you have to. Everybody's got to spread out. Like all these small towns that have all been basically emptied need to be filled back again. People need to go back there.
leave the collective."
Well, just go to small town. Just technology's almost getting to the point where it's possible to do this now too.
Right.
Like you can still maintain these nice jobs, but at the same time be able to not live near where you're at. So you can basically just move to a small town somewhere. Like in Florida, there's a lot of little small tiny towns in Florida.
Especially North Florida.
Not even that far north of here, though.
Yeah.
You can go between 2 hours, you'd hit a whole bunch of them.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Problem is, in Florida, it doesn't take long before a tiny town becomes a big city.
Yeah.
Well, it's going to be a constant process, but at the same time, you got to, you try to do that if you can, though. Right now, it's going the other way completely, so it doesn't even matter. They're moving away from these small towns in huge numbers.
Right.
Still.
Yeah, the small towns are dying.
I want to go and live in a small town.
I would like to as
go
well.
back.
I would like to. No, I would absolutely
Absolutely.
like to. The one I lived in up in Iowa was a great one. I'd love to go back there, but it's just too damn cold. No, I cannot do that. Dude, cold is tyranny.
It's the tyranny of God.
I'm not going to, they're like global warming. I'm like, it would be nice to be a little warmer.
Yeah, I hate the cold. I hate the cold.
The last couple of days have been such a baby. Like, I don't even want to leave the house.
Yeah, it's cold.
It's not even like there's icy roads that you want to avoid or anything. It's
just a little chill in the
just
air.
a giant wuss is all it is.
I'm a Floridian now.
My two hoodies are dirty and in the laundry. I can't go anywhere.
Hold on, what did he call it?
He said my 2 hoodies are dirty and in the laundry, so I can't go anywhere.
And everybody's wearing a hoodie in here but me. But I have 2 shirts on.
I stole your hoodie anyway.
And you have the Lego robber hat.
I do have the Lego
You're
robber hat.
one with the
It's a good, doesn't it work well for the
kneecap.
radio, though?
Yes, you've got a face for radio.
No, I'm talking about the fact that I can hear in the ear of the headphone from this.
Okay, sure.
Sure, that's what
Okay,
it
if that works for you.
You know what? I know you don't care, but for people that wear hoodies and they have to wear headphones at the same time, they're feeling me.
is.
Everybody's putting their hoodie on over
Well,
there.
then, I'm sorry. I said it wrong.
Sing it. Sing it. I'm warm. I'm hearing. Oh, it's awesome. Oh, the luxury.
You know how Greg doesn't actually get all his hair in either, so it looks really freaky over there.
I never did. I'm like the cowardly lion. over
I
there.
still hear just
Come
fine.
on.
Microphone and I can do it.
Yeah.
Alex just lost that point.
I should have said beanies. I said the wrong word. And I paid for it dearly.
Everybody did it too right now.
It's like immediate. All the hoods went up.
No, I
Yeah.
gotta show you.
Okay, hold on a second here.
No.
This just came up. It's
We're only
look,
15
I think one of
minutes
the
over.
Well, we'll do this last story. Science. This is from the Atlanta Banana. Atlanta Serious News.
This just came up from the banana.
From the Banana. I don't know if this is a real story or not. Here's the thing. I'm going to say this story. You tell me if it's real or not.
Breaking news from a site we don't know if it's real.
No?
Science-themed strip club, Jabu's Hut, to open near Georgia Tech.
Really?
This actually could be real.
All right, here's what it's going to say. Midtown Atlanta. Hoping to capitalize on Dragon Con's attendance, the proprietor of a new gentleman's club, Jabba's Hut, has announced the club's grand opening to coincide with the fantasy and science fiction themed convention on Labor Day weekend. Of course, we'd prefer to call it Jabba's Hut, said Steve Shiz, owner, but the lawyers would open up like a Hoth Tantum and crawl inside.
Tauntaun.
Oh, Tauntaun. Shiz says his strip club will feature more than just girls dressed up as slave Leias, although
That's
there'll
all
be
they
plenty
need.
of those. Even if he calls them slave Leias, he plans to have girls costumed across the full spectrum of fantasy, science fiction, and actual science. Just imagine getting a lap dance from a sexy Marie Curie, non-radioactive and in the public domain, or one of those hot night elves like the ones in WoW. We'll have it all, says Shiz. This can't be real.
I
know
hope
if
it
this
is.
real.
Is it? I think it is real, and I'm gonna go find a cash machine.
It's Israel?
It looks like it says it's not true. It looks like it says it's not true.
No, it's not in Israel.
I don't think it is. Now,
No, it is real. It
Oh, it is?
is real.
I don't think it is real. I don't think it's real.
It is real, but it is not in Israel.
No. It's not even real.
It's not
You
real.
don't think it's real?
Yeah, I don't think it's real.
Then I'm opening one because that's a brilliant idea.
That would be a good damn idea. That would really be a good idea.
A strip club full of slave layers. I can't believe no one's thought of it yet.
Yeah, that's a good point, by the way, Greg.
I'm sure it's somewhere.
I'm getting my lightsaber ready.
The nerds have the most money.
Yes, nerds make a
Yeah,
lot of money.
that is
Yeah.
true.
Now, let me ask you. Well, I guess we got to get going here pretty soon, but
It's like 20 minutes ago.
Yeah, like 20 minutes ago, we had to get going.
we
so at
don't
this
have a
point-
time here. We're really talking, and it's fun. We keep it going.
You know we have to work in the morning, right?
That's true. All right. Well, last story.
Last story.
You watch Comedy Central, right?
Yeah.
Did you see what Jon Stewart's been doing when it came to the marijuana thing?
No, I don't get to watch Daily Show as much as I would like.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, it's
I don't normally
I
watch
know it's
them.
hysterical.
I normally
That's
get
why I wanna watch
I
it.
normally get a video of it, but there's a video of him, and it shows the hypocrisy that's going on with the mainstream media right now when it comes to this issue, and how just disinformation and ignorance just runs across the gamut with it. You know what I mean? And so they showed this stuff, and now they're actually trying. O'Reilly's dumbass tried to do this. Is equate the drug problem and addiction to illegal drugs to texting.
Wait,
What?
Yeah, exactly. To texting. That's what I said.
maybe Bill O'Reilly is just too smart for me, and I just can't put this all together.
He's a damn statist. He fits
How
the
is
bill
it that
for a statist.
texting is the problem?
They're both addictions. He brought Dr. Keith Abelo on, and they talked about it.
Oh.
Oh, so texting isn't the problem.
It's an addiction like the drugs are, but he's using it to go against the drugs.
So should we outlaw texting now too?
Well, I think in Bill O'Reilly's mind, I think we should.
So we should have a
Well,
war.
he's addicted to douchebaggery. Should we outlaw that?
Yes, let's have a war on douchebaggery.
Yes.
That would be nice. That would be nice. I would like to see Bill O'Reilly off the air now at this point.
At this point, like there was at some point you didn't mind him being on the air.
I can't. Well, like
I
when he was
wasn't
on
at the
when he was on Inside Edition doing like stupid entertainment news because I didn't
didn't
watch it
mind him
anyway
there.
and it was irrelevant.
Yeah. All right. Well, we got to go. I'm yawning anyway. Can't even stop it now at this point. I'm so tired. All right, guys. Well, that's the show for tonight. I hope everybody enjoyed themselves very much so.
Someone did. Someone listened.
Somebody did.
I listen.
Heather listened.
Yeah.
Although, having Heather here in studio means that we don't have the one.
I always knew there was one listener. And now with her here,
Now she's here.
no listener.
Oh, really?
Yes, that's how it is when there was one, and now
all
that one is here.
All right.
We're in now. Now. Everything that's happening now is happening now.
Oh. All right, well, in that case, that's the show, guys. 1787network.com is the website. Glad that y'all could listen in. Hopefully you enjoyed what you listened to. This is Off the Rails, which means it's the non-political show.
Although we talked politics most of the time.
Yeah, that works great, doesn't it?
I would say today we were about a 60-40 split, 60 being on the political side, 40 being 40% being non-political.
Yes.
Yes.
I'd like to get
We can thank Danielle's show prep for that.
I'd like to get 80-20 on it, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
80 non, 20,
Oh,
20
okay.
politics.
So we have to go like the opposite direction of where we were.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got more work to do.
You
Okay.
guys watch movies.
And apparently I have to watch some movies.
If you could do that, that'd be some good show prep.
Well, considering it appears that you have movies that I haven't seen.
Hey, you know what? It ain't like I'm hiding them from you.
Hey, one movie a week, and Danielle retells it in fairy tale form.
That's a good time.
Yes.
I think that's the new segment.
I got to get a Netflix account. That's what I got to do.
Just go through your current DVD collection for now.
I could do that too.
How many movies do you own that she's never seen?
All of them.
There we go.
Yeah, most of them. Well, no, there's probably a couple in there.
Can I put in a request and we start with Pulp Fiction or Natural Born Killers?
Yes.
I've seen Pulp Fiction. I don't do anything that's a scary movie, so if there's any scary movies, forget it.
Neither of them are scary.
Okay.
Unless
Well,
you-
no, I've seen Pulp Fiction.
Okay.
I wouldn't call Natural Born Killers scary, but
No.
it's a little freaky though.
If it is, then I will have
Like people
nightmares.
die.
It's written by Quentin Tarantino and directed by Oliver Stone. It doesn't get a lot freakier than that.
It's a great movie though.
It's
It
awesome.
really is a
One
great
of my
movie.
favorites.
I had to tell you, it is a good movie though. Weird ass movie, but good movie. Like
Okay.
they were on an influence. No, they were on the coke.
No, actually, they were on mushrooms.
Oh, is that what
If
it
you ever
was?
watch the director's cut, Oliver Stone talks about that. He took all the. No, well, they might have done peyote also. He talks about a particular instance where they were out in the middle of the desert on mushrooms.
Well, that was one scene where they were like that too, though. Then the
Yeah.
snakes bit them, and then they had to get venom and
Mm-hmm.
anti-venom or whatever.
Yeah.
All right, guys, that's the show. We'll go ahead and stop it now, I guess. I could keep going though, but I'm tired though, so I might just pass out here.
I got to bring in the music to shut him up.
Yeah. It's the only thing that's going to stop it.
There you go. There you go. Well, thank you very much. All right, guys. We'll see you next week. You're listening to Off the Rails, and we apologize in advance for the crappiness of the show.
Actually, we're-